Tim.
Okay, Michigan 1.
Hey, it's Brian, man. Per one of our fans' requests, tones in are now active. So this way, when there's only one or two people in the call, you can tell when someone else calls in or chimes in, so to speak.
Yeah, I heard Brian talking about that. We need to get everybody off for a second to do the changes.
Yeah, that's me, bro.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I ain't heard your voice for a little while.
No, sorry, bro. No problem. Yeah, Barbie's done an awfully fine job of what she's been doing, and I just wanted to give her a chance.
She's been doing a kick-butt job at it.
Yeah, she now has moderator capabilities in this conversation.
Her and Michelle and Okie 1 taking care of business.
Yeah, everybody's been doing a fine job. Barbie's, they all have, but Barbie's definitely stood out above and beyond doing what she's been doing, and I don't know her well enough, to say that I've known her for a while, but she's definitely been an integral part of this conversation, while and when I'm not here. So, more than happy to let her run with the reins and, keep doing as she's been doing. And, it's a step for me. I guess I have trust issues, but, but I was, let's see how it rocks. I think she'll do a good job. Hey, Mark, look at this. You didn't even have to say anything. I heard this. There's another one.
Hey, guess what? I'm back.
All right.
Yeah, you get that ping when someone comes into the call.
Right.
That could be good on a smaller basis, but imagine 300 people trying to chime in. You're gonna hear a ping, 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 ping.
That's exactly why I shut it off in the first place, dude. So as of right now,
I think maybe that's a good thing for a moderator or administrator to have turned down low in the background, but maybe not so much for the general populace.
Unfortunately, that capability doesn't exist on this software. Either it dings when you come in, or it doesn't ding when someone comes in. And there was a complaint/request. We're going to try it for a little while. As of right now, though, Barbie, if you feel that gets just to be a pain in the ass, it's really, just like you said, needed for smaller conversations. We're less than 10 right now, so that way, if myself or Barbie aren't here to see who's in the room, other people will have the capability to say, oh, hey, I heard somebody just trying to. She'll be able to shut that off. Once it gets to like maybe 20 or 30 people or more again, when that time comes, then we could just shut off those phones.
Oh, right. Or maybe leave it to the moderator to have that control at any time given,
Yes, both myself and Barbie have that capability. So if it gets out of line, both of us can shut that off.
Yeah, I was just thinking about like posting information. I noticed I went back over my Facebook page and I just have some concerns about this BLM people and where they're coming from and how they are coming across to you guys there at the Bundy Ranch, and how if they are attacking or coming off or trying to sing deplorable acts elsewhere. Is that a true scenario, or is that just a rumor being passed around?
Again, I'm not there. We've had boots on the ground, that have chimed in. There was one gentleman in particular, I think that might have been Murdoch, if I'm not mistaken. But if it was, I think he was the one that was going around the local hotels where they were known to have been staying, and coincidentally came across supposedly one of the BLM members. I have no reason not to trust Murdoch. He seems like a stand-up guy. But I'm pretty sure it was him. I could be wrong. Correct me if I am, Barbie. But
Brian, we also had another regular volunteer to call the local hotels and try and book 10 rooms. And one hotel was totally filled, but it was only going to be filled for one night. She said, well, we'll have available rooms tomorrow. And he said, oh, well, I needed them tonight. Sorry. And he hung up. And then called the next hotel, and they had rooms available, but they did not have 10.
Right.
We're sneaky around here, man. We come up with all kinds of ways to take care of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And he basically did state that, if it was Murdoch that I'm thinking of, that stated that he basically got a hold of a BLM agent that was off, and he said, well, basically, what do you think of the situation? And, they felt that they were pawns, just like we'd stated earlier, and the guy was a bit shooken up, for sure, based on what just happened. I think it was the evening after the standoff, so, soon after that issue.
Yeah, that was Rob.
I don't know what the gentleman's name was that was representing the BLM there at that cattle gate under the overpass, but he had a goatee. He was the one that came forward looking over his shoulder, and then he came straight up to the opening and was trying to negotiate. And by his body language, he had an enlightenment moment right at that time when he realized his life was in danger and he's being played. That's one thing I I'm gifted with is body, understanding body language.
Sure.
And he had scared shitless all over his face.
Oh, yeah.
And his body language. I mean, so from head to toe, he was scared.
I would have to agree with that. Actually, there's one gentleman that I'm trying to catch his name. I've seen him before. He's got his own blog talk thing. It turned into a series. There was the guy that went before everybody else. The one guy that went. He had black hair. He looked maybe Italian, possibly Indian. But he went literally running off right after they did their prayer and ran off towards the BLM. And he was the one that they were yelling at to stop what he was doing. He's like, look, dude, I'm unarmed. I just want to talk to you guys. I'm sure we can work this out. Who was that guy?
Dennis Michael Lynch.
I would love to talk to that guy because he was, I mean, I can't even explain the feeling I was having as he was going up there. At first it was, what the hell's the matter with you? What are you doing? That wasn't the plan. But at the same time, like just the human side of him, the humanitarian in him just stepped forward and he presented his own life like, hey, I will do whatever it takes to make sure this does not turn into a situation.
Well, and I think that's probably, that was the enlightening moment right then and there for those guys that were there on the ground, whether you want to call them the BLM or not. Those guys realized that they were just puppets, being played and were put in a situation where their lives were going to could possibly end right then and there if they didn't take the actions that they only had one way out, and that was the way they took.
Yeah,
I like what he said, I'm a New Yorker.
There he is, Dennis Michael Lynch. Got it. Appreciate that.
Going back to some older, when this thing first started on the internet and that first video came out with the confrontation of the convoy coming out of off the dirt road there, and with the I'm guessing that was Bundy, the lady there that got tackled to the ground, slammed to the ground by the ranger or BLM agent, whomever that agent was.
Yeah, that was Margaret. She is Clive's sister.
Okay, I kind of figured, I was remembering that was probably one of the Bundys. Okay, that was his sister then. Okay, has there been any official charges filed against that officer for anything, or has it been investigated? Because I knew they said they were going to investigate it, but I didn't hear any more of what came out of that.
The sheriff's office has not filed any charges that we know of yet.
And it's all been internally taken like it's normal with any kind of a police brutality then, right?
It should have been taken as an assault because he literally snuck up behind her and threw her to the ground. So it should have been written up as an assault.
Exactly. That's the way it should be, and that's the way it should be investigated. But that's the way they do it. They let time go by, and then they slip it underneath something else, and it fades, and then they come out 6 months later with an official answer that, oh, we investigated this internally, and blah blah blah. You know.
Yeah.
So nothing. They protect their own. You know.
Mr. Mark. Could you bear with us for just 1 minute? I really need to talk with Brian and play with a couple of these things so that I don't throw everybody out of the call.
Sure.
I just want to make sure we can do this before Brian leaves. Wow.
Careful with that one.
Well, I wanted to see how.
Okay, don't do that anymore.
Okay.
But yeah, you basically click that and it'll go right into Q&A mode. People press *6 and then you'll be able to actually, while we're in here, let's go ahead and just do the experiment. Mark, are you aware on how to appropriately conduct a Q&A?
I understand that the *6 mutes me and unmutes me.
The *6 actually, when it goes into, all right, right now we're out of Q&A. So right now, *6 would mute you inside the call, or you could just mute your own phone, the normal way you mute your phone through your phone interface. But when we go to Q&A, *6 actually does something else. It puts you in a queue, in a line to be one of the speakers in line to be unmuted to speak with everybody else. We can actually unmute up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, besides the host. So we're going to go ahead and do a trial on that. Mark, I'm going to go into Q&A mode. Hey, Barbie, don't touch. No touchy right now. Hang on. All right. Now go ahead and anybody who's paying attention right now, just go ahead and press *6, and we're going to walk Barbie through this all together. So you can press *6 now, and it'll put you in the Q&A session. There you go, brother. So Barbie, you see that little question mark right there? Hold on a second. You can't talk right now. You're under the anonymous. Barbie, go ahead and *6 yourself. All right. Barbie, is that you?
That's me.
All right. So as you see on the left side, you're unqueued.
Mhm.
Okay. On the right side, you see that question mark?
Yeah.
And then you see above that. Can you see my cursor?
Sometimes.
All right. Basically, Mark, I'm going to put you in the Q&A mode by pressing the question mark. Boom. Now he's engaged in the conversation. He will forever stay in this conversation as long as he's in this mode. Okay.
Okay.
If anybody else could go ahead just for poops and giggles, press *6 for me. Whether or not you want to speak, there's only 10 people in the call, but somebody please, just not you, Barbie, but anybody else, please press *6 if you can, and that'll get somebody else underneath Mark where you see his name flashing down here.
Oh, come on, guys, help me out.
Yeah.
I'm here
Another one.
I'm here just to confirm that mode is working for me.
Did it say engaged on your end, Mark?
Yes, it did. It says it prompted me to say that I was in line to ask a question, and then it prompted me to press 1 if I wanted to ask a question. And then I appropriately pressed the 1.
Cool. So that's what they're hearing on their end. I unfortunately come through the different moderator phone line, so my experience is a little different when it comes to that. But so yeah, you heard it. That's what Mark hears. It's pretty simple. If he got out of pocket, you can mute him. That's me muting him right now and unmuting him again.
Now I'm unmuted, and then I hear a computerized voice saying I'm muted and or unmuted.
All right, and then let's say he was in the queue. You can see anonymous on the inside, on the left side, right, Barbie?
Yeah.
That's you. Okay, that's you. As you can see the graphic equalizer.
Yep.
On occasion, I try to keep it in the yellow. On occasion, you'll see me hit red or pink.
Okay.
Mark's voice is very booming, but he's keeping it at a good volume, so he hasn't redlined too much. But you'll see it. If somebody's redlining, you got to kind of warn them and ask them to tone it down. This would be redlining if you actually can see the bars just increasing highly, and it comes in on muffled, and it's just it's bad.
Oh my
It'll just be reverb.
Yeah, and then Mark, you actually probably could pull off that anonymous voice they use online without actually any effects at all. That's an awesome voice.
Well, this is my real voice, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's my real voice. When I was 12 years old, I caught a line drive in Little League baseball, right in the throat, man. And I've been cursed with this voice ever since.
No, it's an awesome voice. It booms. It's good. It's cool. You should sing heavy metal or something. I don't know. But
yeah, I can't carry a tune. I was at a rally in Washington D.C. this past year, and I had an opportunity to. It was in a church, and this church was a refuge for the civil rights movement people to congregate and overnight in, and it has a dome area. And I stood in the middle of this domed area and gave a pretty off-the-cuff, awesome speech. And people were kind of flabbergasted at my voice and wondered if I had a microphone or a distortion thing in my hand or something. And it kind of blew them away to find out that it was just my natural voice.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, you just some density and depth. It's cool, man. So yeah, moving forward, Barb, this is pretty much the gist of it. I am no professional at this. I've been doing it for a week and a half or such, and as you know, when we mastered the Q&A recently, it's not always easy, especially when that queue's full. If there's more than 6 or 7 or more people in the queue, it gets a little cluster-effy. But good luck with that. What you would want to do is if it gets a little blocked up on the left side, you actually have to go back to the right side, and you would have to disengage that person by pressing. Do you see the little person with the bubble over their head?
Yep.
That represents Mark. So you would actually click that again. Mark, Hey, actually, Mark, as an experiment, I'm going to hit this. I'm actually curious if it hangs up on the people or keeps you in the call. So if you get hung up on, I apologize. Call right back. And I actually still see you in the call. I'm going to still unmute you, bro.
Yeah, all it did was mute me.
All right, cool. So that took you out of the Q&A mode and then moved you back up into where I can see everybody else in the room. Did you see how that kind of worked, Barb?
Yep.
All right, cool. So yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. Everybody on the left side's in the call unmuted. That builds up eventually. Hey, actually,
how do I kick people out?
How do you kick people out?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Well, there's a couple of ways I've done about it. I try to be real civil with people. My patience level has not been reached yet. So, on the left side where you see the graphs as far as the equalizer, you'll see a mute option there.
Mm-hmm.
Just, if you see, it's real hard to catch when there's a lot of people unmuted, but especially when you're out of Q&A mode, but when you're in Q&A mode, it's easier to control how many people are there unmuted. But, when you see that bar graph going on, like if you hear a dog barking and you hear that graph and you see that graph go up, then you know it's that number creating that static. Or, if there's a lot of like wind, you'll see that bar rises up. So you just want to go ahead and mute out the highest one. If you realize that you just cut somebody off, you could unmute them real quick, because it does get a little confusing when there's many people talking at once. All those graphics or equalizers are going up at the same time. So it gets a little tricky there, but I think you'll master it. If you can keep it limited to five people, you'll be able to keep an eye on where that's coming from.
2 o'clock in the morning, we get about 10, 15 people.
I think Tom's one just chimed in. He's actually got the other aspect, which is the moderation and capability via the telephone, which he can set it to record. He can kill the conversation, things of that nature. If he had to, he knows better. But he's been using it to be able to just jam right through as a moderator on the phone. What's going up, Tom's one, man? How you been, bro? I'm going to go ahead and safely say that there's a possibility that Tom's one is still having freaking phone issues, man. Dude, I got like a couple. No, these aren't any good either. You'll end up throwing them against the wall. I'm just thinking of how to get you even a hot phone, something, man. I'd send you a gift certificate for Walmart if you needed something like that. Still grab a hot phone there. If that helps you. You've been having phone issues like nobody's business lately. And here's an idea I want to run past you, Barb, Thomas, while you're listening. A couple of new fans just chimed in. I want to start a crowdfund, but I'm trying to like do this the right way. I want to be as transparent as possible with what I want to do with the funds, but at the same time, I'm just not a guy to really even ask for money. But if I were to go to the next level with this, which obviously we're trying to do, I want to kind of be able to have the capability where it's our website, our network, our blog talk, our broadcast, which would be a rebroadcast of the conversation as it's happening. So therefore we protect ourselves from something. But, I really want to do that, but I'm not really at a pace where I can say, hey, this is how much we need right now. If I could send him a phone right now, I would. If I could make sure Murdoch's got what he needs and maybe had a Hero 3 with him so he could give us actual updates with some footage at a site that had video and this capability, or we could watch all those things together, that'd be great. But again, I don't want to give it over to just Blog Talk Radio or give it over to any other network, so to speak. A couple people have chimed in, hey, you can use mine. Well, hey, thank you for rebroadcasting. Maybe we can work something out there, but to give someone like full auditorial, administrative, censorship type control over this is just, I think we've all agreed on, that's probably not a good idea. I don't want to go to that level of syndication unless I know that we have that type of volume, demand, etc. We've created some of that, yes, but we need to be able to document that, somewhere to be able to move further. I have some records here that Barb can now see as well, as far as, the recordings and the conversations that we've done thus far. It's a lot of hours worth of audio data we have to re-break down. But I don't know, it's coming to a point where there's some people that could use some assistance, not namely me, as well. I'd like to, work towards putting that fund together for actual people that have dealt with us directly. We can send the appropriate things to directly as well, like we're doing, like you're doing with Walmart. But I don't know, I kind of want to get into that and move forward with it. It's just a matter of what's the right thing to do? What's the right way to go about it, Don't have legal advice. I like how you got what do we want to turn this into? What do we want to build it? We're kind of, bouncing ideas out there.
Can I offer my opinion?
Please.
Well, one of the things that we were talking about the other morning, it came up, and there was like 10 people in here. And because we're here for the Patriots, we're here for the American people, we were talking about the possibility of having a challenge that the callers can try and get their sheriffs to call in. And then we just asked them, where do you stand, oath before orders? And talk to them and see where they stand on the whole Bundy situation, or Operation American Spring, since that's coming up. Not only then, it carried on a little bit further from sheriff's officers to also maybe some representatives or, I always forget the other one's name, senators. And, just be able to get what their opinion is, because if they're of the opinion that, oh no, the Bundys were wrong and I'd never deputize anyone, and I'm going to follow the orders given to me, we need to get that person out of office. And while I'm in Arkansas and you're in Illinois, okay, if you're not on and I'm interviewing, you can listen to the recording later, and you can spread the word to all your friends up in Illinois. And it's just a thought, because there's that many people from that many states calling in. We have had every state except Hawaii check in.
Yeah, I think the oath keepers, you're going to find the oath keepers in the sheriff's departments that are involved in that are going to be leaning towards the Bundy side of the issues, and if not totally in the Bundy side of the issues, and the ones that are younger guys that they're just getting their feet wet in the law enforcement career and fresh out of school or the military, are going to be don't know what side to take, so they're going to go where they think they're more secure. They're not wanting to rock the boat.
Yeah, but you know, when somebody's talking to you, you can tell if they're hesitant on a question and if they don't want to rock the boat. You can tell by the responses. If you're sitting there typing messages back and forth, you don't feel the emotion, you don't hear the sound. As to where when you're sitting there talking, you're humanly interacting, you can hear the hesitation in the voice. You can tell when somebody's lying when they're talking.
Correct.
I can. It's just something that we have been talking about that I wanted to run past Brian.
Oh no, I think that's a outstanding idea, and it may even open corridors to to other lines of people to voice their opinion in the government side of the issues, because I think that's probably what is going to legitimize the Bundy issue in a whole, is the amount of I don't want to say legitimate people, but I want to say the people that are employed by the government. If they take a stance towards the Bundy side of the issue, that is going to legitimize the Constitution.
Exactly. And that's what.
And I think that's where we need to go. And going back to my point with being laser focused, I think that is probably the bottom line, in my opinion, anyway. That needs to be the clearest message. Is these are fundamental issues that concern our Constitution and the law of the land, not just Mr. Bundy against the BLM. This is U.S. citizenry against a tyranny type regime that's in power, and what our Constitution says to do when that happens.
And Brian, I don't, but I think I could do it.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, do it.
There he is. Comes one. Speak up, brother. How are you? You sound loud and clear.
One.
Checking here before I head off here in about now. What you been doing?
Well, thanks for chiming in, man. Anybody wants to jump in at Q&A, just press *6. Same old bat line, same old bat channel, same old bat code. Feel free to pass that around. Tom, did you get a new phone yet, man?
No, I called in like 10 minutes ago, but I've been searching around for my headphones.
Gotcha. What's it gonna take for us to get you a phone that you're happy with, man?
I'll be able to get soon, but I don't know what I'm trying to get yet, because the FCC just came out this new regulation that, see where I live, I don't have any signal at all, so I got to be on the Wi-Fi calling list. And my phone company wants to have a 911 address. And I've had incidents where my phone accidentally calls 911 before, and I don't want 30 cops showing up at my house if it accidentally.
Yeah, that's not good.
Honestly, I think
they'll charge you for that.
By calling, because the FCC requires a 911 address for every phone line now.
Yeah, we got to get you a phone regardless, dude. Something with unlimited minutes, man.
I got unlimited everything.
Hey, you sound good. Whatever volume, whatever you just did, can you stay like that?
I got the mic right up to my face. I'll just speak into the mic.
Yeah. Do what you just did. That worked a lot for us. All right, Mark, you're still in there. Barbie, you're still in here?
I'm here.
Yep.
Cool. All right, yeah, no, we were just kind of conceptualizing on what this is and what it could be and where we want to go with that. Mark, you were about to chime in.
Oh, I was just going to say, I had a thought that,
Barbie had something too.
Sorry?
Yeah, Barbie was about to say, like, she had a suggestion as well, but then Tom's one came in.
Oh, go ahead, Barbie.
Well, that was one of the suggestions that came up. Another thing that had come up was, and Mark brought it up also, the fact of the different charges being filed and I know I'm going to say the word wrong, recalling of Harry Reid and the legal issues on what you have to do to get it and what state information is and who has to be the one to file for it. I mean, there is a lot of good information passing through this channel that we need to get to the right person. And I really think that because we have the open talk time when we don't have other things to talk about, we can put this stuff together and make sure it gets to the right person.
Well, a lot of different groups have chimed in offering, their services and their people and their audience as well. There's a lot that we can be achieved considering we did get a lot of different people from a lot of different states involved.
I'm
You're
on
100%
third
correct. And I know you've been taking a lot of good notes.
My third notebook.
Tom's, what did you just say, man?
What's that chiming noise in the background?
Oh, we turned it on. Somebody had requested, so it makes it easier for him. That was the way he's used to on conference calls. He wanted to be able to hear when someone comes in, so that way when there's only two people in the room, whether or not it goes dead, they can tell when a third person comes in the room that might be Tom's line that's only hearing a dead call. So they wanted to be able to hear that noise so they could speak up and start up a conversation with them and give them the latest updates instead of just hanging on. Nobody says anything, so a couple people leave because they're not hearing anything. So that way at least it gives everybody the ability to know when someone else chimed in as well.
Right.
Fair enough?
It doesn't matter to me. I was on here.
Yeah, it's going to get annoying when I think there's probably 50 plus people around. It's kind of annoying right now, but we're going to use that for a little while. If it gets bigger again, any event or this escalates or anything like that, we'll go ahead and shut it off. We have the capability. Both now Barbie and I have that capability. Cool.
Sounds good to me.
Go ahead, Barbie. Sorry. Yeah, that's a great idea. And luckily, where I work, without saying too much, because I got to keep something separate, but I have the capability to call pretty much any patriotic group I want to see if we can provide a service for them. But along those lines, I also have built a list of all the sheriffs, all the firehouses, and all the police officers, and all the state police in the entire nation. I found a resource for that. And not all of them are 100% on, but I don't doubt that if this was to be done correctly and people were willing to take some initiative, that we could probably set up some secondary teams of volunteers in each state that might be able to start contacting some sheriffs, start getting these emails, and start putting a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, elbow to the ribs. Say, hey man, why don't you guys kind of chime in and get on this call? With Oath Keepers, I actually have the growing list of sheriffs that are on the good list of the Oath Keepers, and as the updated one I'm looking at, total state sheriffs associations that are on board. Based on what these guys are saying, there's 17 states alone that are willing to chime on. California, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Mexico, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and Wyoming. All of those sheriffs have chimed in with Oath Keepers that are on the good guys list. The entire sheriff's organization. There might be 2, 3, 4, 10 guys, depending on the size of the state, that might not be 100% down for it, but overall, they put out their public statement that they're 100% backing, taking their oath and standing behind the Oath Keepers oath. So if we narrow it down.
I met with my local sheriff and asked him face to face because I wanted to know.
Right.
He said he's with them.
So yeah, luckily mine's on board. I was very surprised to see that in Illinois. He's one of few. But that being said, now the Illinois entire Sheriff's Association is on this list. It wasn't on this list actually last time I looked at it 4 months ago, and I'm really proud to see Illinois on there. I'm quite surprised. But then again, I don't know. I've got personal trust issues, so I don't know if I fully trust that all the sheriffs are 100% on board with not conducting, any illegal orders. And, I know the orders that they will not obey are on a list, and, I carry those cards around in my wallet, as a matter of fact, and pass them on to other Oath Keepers. And, I'm just not 100% convinced that some people wouldn't turn tail and run or follow illegal orders if they've got that much federal pressure coming down on them to do something. It depends obviously upon the volatility of the situation, but even then, Boston, when you look on this list, is Boston on that list? Nah, negative. So,
because the least thing I want to do is talk to my sheriff, because like I said before, my sheriff's department isn't.
Speak up, bro. Speak up, bro.
Like I said before, my sheriff's department, sheriff most of the time, or a lot of the time, doesn't like to work within the boundaries of the law or the Constitution, or just make up a lie to get around it. A lot of the times, in my experience.
You're right. There's a lot of yes men out there. There's a lot of guys wearing masks. You can't deny that, and it's hard to kind of call them out individually, which I'm guesstimating this list. Here, I'll even read Illinois right now. Why not? Hang on, it's loading. But just to be able to see exactly what they're confirming. It's taking a second to load. Bear with me. Press release was February 11th, 2013. How come I did not see this before? Illinois Sheriff's Association at their winter training conference adopted the attached resolution, which mirrors the NSAR's resolution passed at their midwinter conference. 73 sheriffs in attendance. The sheriffs voted unanimously not to support a House Bill 132 that bans certain weapons. Sheriffs from across the state believe it is their responsibility and duty to uphold the Constitution, including the Second Amendment. Rational law-abiding citizens are not the cause of random acts of horrific violence in our communities. The focus should be on the lack of mental health services in our country. County jails continue to detain individuals who have been remanded to the Department of Human and Mental Health Division for treatment. On February 8th, there were 68 of these individuals waiting for placement, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't give me orders. Hang on a second. Page 2.
That sounds like the chief of police in Detroit telling all the citizens in Detroit to start buying guns, because I'm pretty sure Detroit had some anti-gun law as well, and like Chicago does now. So, and they started getting bad. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm 100% on this, but now the cops are just telling the law-abiding people to buy guns because they know that it's not the law-abiding people who are doing the crime, and everybody knows that a criminal doesn't care about a damn gun law.
Based on what they had here, I'll give you the summary. It says the elected sheriff is recognized throughout the United States as the chief local law enforcement officer directly accountable to the people through the electoral process. All sheriffs take an oath to enforce and defend the United States Constitution and the state constitution and laws. And the primary mission of the sheriff is to ensure the public safety, tells a little bit how they stand behind the Second Amendment. They strongly support the citizens' right to, protected right to bear arms under the Second Amendment, and the Illinois Sheriff Association does not support any laws that deprive the citizens of the rights provided under the Constitution and Bill of Rights. So it makes you think, because the gun laws out here are crazy, but if you're able to carry a gun, you've got to have basically now 2 permits to even conceal carry, and an evaluation of sorts, and the classes, not to mention to conceal carry. So what happens if you're a guy that just said, F you, I'm not getting my Floyd card, I'm not getting CCW, has that broken down in his trunk or whatever, according to state laws, but still has no license or permit. So is he able to say, well, bring me a sheriff? Sheriff's got authority here. Sheriff stands by the Second Amendment, and Second Amendment doesn't say anything about Floyd cards or permits or CCW or taking courses, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know, is that a definite vilified authoritative position that they could take, depending on the situation? Can you actually call one of them in? And if they're truly backing the Second Amendment, do you feel that in Illinois, based on county laws, but what they're saying is they're not going to infringe on people's Second Amendment rights? So which is it? Do you think a county sheriff could pull you out of that situation and say, leave the guy alone? He's got a Second Amendment right? I don't think so. So where does that battle begin? It's jurisdiction. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, Brian.
Go ahead, bud.
Historically, the sheriff has always been the highest elected power or official in the county. And he is up to the sheriff to interpret the Constitution and the state Constitution and the local laws. He usually and he enforces them, the Constitution and the state Constitution and the local laws as he interprets them. You get what I mean? So from county to county, each sheriff can interpret the law and enforce the law as he interprets it. So right here, the entire state's organization strongly supports the citizens' protected right to bear arms under the Second Amendment, and the Illinois Sheriff's Association does not support any laws that deprive any citizen of the rights provided under the Constitution and Bill of Rights. Yeah,
so does that mean, based on this statement, that if I'm in that situation, I can call upon a sheriff and point that out, and now I've got proof that they're not going to do that to me? I'd still probably end up in jail.
Right, but you know what? What's going to protect our individual rights in an individual circumstance, and is moving pictures, video, cameras, witness. The camera doesn't blink. Besides my firearm, I carry with me everywhere. I carry my camera is on all the time, or ready to be on at a split second, to document. So
my state laws are completely different on videotaping officers.
Yeah, they're a public. Well, you're right. That's a different rule and regulation from state to state. But in Missouri, we don't have a hindrance. They're a public in a public area. They're conducting public as a public servant. We have the right to document their actions.
Hey man, that's in every state. You have the right to document the police, no matter what they say.
Well, that's not necessarily true. New Jersey and Pennsylvania have what's called wiretap. You can photograph them or video them as long as you're not have audio attached to it. Then once you audio, record, and I had a friend of mine, as a truck driver, got busted that way at a way station. And he was audio and video recording the incident, and they pressed charges against him on wiretap, and he lost his truck in the deal.
Hey, do you know if that has gone to the Supreme Court yet? Because I guarantee you, if I ever went, I wouldn't go through New Jersey anyway, because I just don't even want to end up in that state, even for travel. But yeah, if I got caught up in that, I would definitely be appealing that until it got to the Supreme Court, because everybody knows recording a cop is not wiretapping. And those people in New Jersey need to get those people out of office who even made that a law. Because I thought wiretapping was tapped into someone's phone, not recording. Which the Supreme Court has ruled, which the Supreme Court trumps out all other state laws, that it is perfectly legal to record police. So I'm pretty sure someone would mention that and change his demeanor. But what county are you in Missouri?
I'm in St. Louis County.
Oh yeah, I'm over here in Johnson. I'm back Kansas City.
Okay, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe Missouri we have the right to document public officials, whether they're sewer workers or what have you, firemen, but I believe that
if you ask me, that's in any state, but Yeah.
But I don't know if each individual state has that same law or interpretation of the law. I think that I don't know, but my buddy, this has been some years ago that took place, that he got the wire fraud, wiretap charge set against him. So I don't know if the rules have changed, or if you're talking that Supreme Court ruling came down after the fact or not. But this has been about 8 years ago.
I mean, it's mainly just people having to stand up for themselves in court and not just plead guilty to the charges immediately. That's just like the guy who beat a red light, who beat a speeding camera charge because of the Sixth Amendment right to face his accuser, and they couldn't prove he was driving the car. And since he has a Fifth Amendment right, he doesn't have to say a word about who could have been driving at all. Plus, he doesn't get doesn't get paid to solve crimes in the first place. And 6 months later, they sent him a letter saying the charges were dropped. So I'm pretty sure if someone actually fought hard enough, that wiretapping law, which me and you both know is a load of BS, because wiretapping pertains to phones, not public officials, and that means all the police with dash cams in their cars need wiretapping charges as well, because why are they recording a private citizen? Also, all the cameras on the streets, also everyone who puts up a camera in their store should be charged with wiretapping, because most of those are audio and video, or a large percentage of them are anyway.
Yeah, that just goes to my point. Why I highly recommend everyone carry a phone or camera that's capable of both audio and video. Just for self-protection. If you don't want to carry a gun, sometimes you can't use a gun. A camera is a better weapon. And the camera doesn't blink, and especially if it's in your favor, and you can use it as evidence for your to bring before a judge, all the better. It just bolsters you.
How are the gun laws out in St. Louis?
I'm sorry, I could barely hear you.
What are the gun laws out there in St. Louis?
We're pretty much the same as the state. The city has a little bit stricter laws. I don't go I'm not really go to the city that much. I live in the western county of St. Louis County. The only thing we can't go into is like a bar. We can't go into a courthouse or a government building or a post office, that type of thing, with a firearm. And we can open carry and conceal carry as long as we have a permit. You can carry a rifle without a permit. Open carry a rifle around with you without a permit. But when you go to buy a firearm, you have to fill out an application, show identification, and then the authorized arms dealer store, calls into a database and does your check. I guess they do a state, local, and federal check on you there through their database. And I've bought multiple weapons recently, and it's taken no more than 5 minutes to get cleared. So, it's not a long process. It doesn't take, there's no waiting periods or additional fees for that. To get a concealed carry. I'm sorry?
I said, yeah, that's all here as well. I'm pretty sure this state has a law that says that you can't impose a bunch of restrictions locally on them for draconian and all that.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely would not want to go anywhere in Kansas City unless I was armed, or especially St. Louis, because St. Louis has more crime than Kansas City does. So that'd definitely be an issue. I don't even like going up there anyway, because I've known people who've had some incidents up there.
That's right. And another problem I've seen, I've not personally experienced it myself, but all these different little cities within, the county, like I know Kansas City has the same thing. You got Grandview, you got Northern Kansas City, you got all these little suburbs around the city that have their own ordinances. And there's a big difference between an ordinance and a rule and a law. An ordinance is a local thing that's within its own little municipality that's enforced by their municipal police. And really, they can really mess you up on those local ordinances when you're carrying. So you really have to pay attention to how you act or how you conceal. From going from one municipality to another municipality, the rules are completely different. But I think if you were to present your case in front of a judge in a wider view of the law, you would probably have they would be dismissed on cause.
Yeah,
But, that's how the government keeps control, is by just writing more rules and legislation, and that's how the federal government has gotten to the size it is now, and then lies the problem.
I just hope that our state passes that bill. I know you probably heard about it, that it's supposed to nullify the federal gun laws that they deem unconstitutional. At first, the bill said that it was a fine of up to a year in prison and $1,000 fine for any federal agent enforcing unconstitutional gun laws in Missouri. And then they took it, but it also said that if you had a gun that was stolen from you, you had to report it in like 48 hours. So, or it was a crime. But they took both of those out. And one of the Senate here, he wants to know what the state attorney general has to say about it as well. But that's our illustrious leader, Claire McCaskill. She needs to be booted. I don't know why she's been in there for so long.
Yeah, it's this side of the state that she's gotten her power base from, man, and I'm doing everything I can to pass the word about her to get her out of this election. She barely got elected in this last time, and hopefully she won't make it. We got her on the ropes, I think. What's that?
Danny Hoskins. Yeah, I was talking to him a while back, trying to ask him questions since he was in my city, and met him through my workplace. But yeah, he's a dodgy, real sketchy guy too. You don't want to answer any questions.
Hey, 1220 just called in. I just wanted to announce that you're unmuted, young lady.
Hey there, how are you?
Good, how are you? You sound tired.
I am tired. Oh my gosh, I've had a few articles today that I had to, never mind. Long story. Hey, you guys were talking about putting police officers and what have you on duty, and cameras and communications in public establishments.
Right.
Okay. The U.S. Court of Appeals to the First Circuit held on August 7, 2011, that the citizens have the First Amendment rights to record the police without their knowledge or consent, and never mind that there is no expectation of privacy as is required by definition of oral communication referred to a wiretap statute. All right. Private places, private businesses, as long as they're saying that you're under surveillance and or video or audio, they're okay with that. Just so you guys know.
Awesome.
A lot of the police officers and even law enforcement agents out there are still going by old law or still law, where some parties are two-party consent recording states and some states are just one-party consent.
Well,
that does not apply if a crime is being committed.
Well, no matter what state I'm in personally, I'm recording any encounter I have with the police, no matter what kind of BS law they want to try and throw out. And people just got to stand up for their rights no matter what these laws that get passed. Just like NDAA got passed. So that means there's no more due process. It's only a matter of time before that starts to take effect in full force. But that's another topic. I would record them no matter what state I was in or what local laws I have on wiretapping, because I'm pretty sure I would win the case, to tell you the truth.
All right, a very dear friend of my family was charged in Palm Beach County with illegal interception of communication. That's what he was charged with, because he was recording the cop giving him a ticket. The deputy giving him a ticket. It was dismissed in court.
Yep, and that's a false charge. I would go to court in a heartbeat over that. And
oh yeah, it was dismissed. They laughed out of court.
You have to understand that the government, the police, or any agency of the government can charge you with anything, and you have the choice to accept the charges and plead guilty to them, or appear in court and plead not guilty and have the state or government prove your guilt.
Yeah,
and it's up to the burden. It's the burden of the state, the government, to prove you are guilty, not to prove your innocence. And these are the rights that we have to keep and fight for. Because if they get their way, it will be the opposite. Just like the tax, the IRS is right now. When you are charged with a tax code violation, you are guilty until proven innocent. Meaning you have to prove you're innocent. You're already assumed guilty.
Guilty until proven guilty is actually
right.
What it is. Guilty until proven guilty.
Right.
And it's just like, I mean, it all ties back. Like, if they said all semi-autos are illegal tomorrow, how many people are going to turn them in? How many people are going to say, you can come and take it? Because I ain't turning nothing in. It's the same thing with recording the police. they can make it illegal all they want to. That's not stopping me from exercising my rights. I mean, it's the same thing that Hitler did. He was just taking away people's rights through passing laws as well. I'll add in that he was democratically elected as well.
Well, yeah, you're right there, and just to bring those things fast forwarded to where we're at the Bundy Ranch. These guys, these BLM guys, are the same actors and clowns that were called brown shirts back in Hitler's day and in Nazi day. These are the same useful idiots that got killed on the night of the long knife. They used these people to forward their agenda and to grab power and land and resources and money until they're no longer useful, and then they go on to the next stage. And that's where we're at right now, is these government agencies or contractors or whatever these people are that are out there in Nevada right now. They're being used as puppets and under the guise of laws and bureaus of land management and rangers and so-called authority that really don't have any authority are pushing and probing to see what they can get away with. And fortunately, Clive Bundy and the militias dug their heels into the ground and realized what was going on, and it's taken hold. And I pray that it really takes hold, and not just for now, and not just in 6 months from now, but in 6 years from now. I work to the point where I don't have to explain to my granddaughter what freedom was. We have to keep our freedoms, and we have to fight for them.
You're exactly right. Another thing about the Bundy Ranch, or what you said about the contractors. Contractors is just a fancy word for mercenaries, is all it is. Because
that's it. That's all a mercenary is a contractor. That's the definition of a mercenary. They're a contractor to do a job for bounty and whatever they're being.
Even Edward Snowden in the NSA, 99% of the NSA is contractors. So I mean, they're just basically mercenaries who are doing the work of spying on the American people. If you got private corporations or companies doing the government's work, that's how you know you're in down. That's how you know things are starting to get low. Because most of the work done by the government today is through mercenaries, aka contractors.
Exactly. And when they use the word contract, they're not by law a federal person. They're not federally employed. They are a private person, and that isn't bound by federal guidelines that agency, an agent of that agency would be bound by.
That is correct. They're considered 1099 independent contractors. You're correct about that.
Right, exactly. So they're not bound by the same regulations or stipulations that a agent or an employee of that agency would be bound by. They have with that.
Well, nowadays, where they can just on suspicion, no proof or not even reasonable suspicion, or it can just be an assumption, or if you just say one word, if somebody says one word, whoever the president designates to be able to make that decision can take you anywhere they want in the world. It doesn't matter who it is. It could be a mercenary, aka contractor. It could be an agent or whatever, to send you to prison for a life anywhere in the world they want to, be it Guantanamo Bay or some prison over in Africa, for no reason. So guilty until you're permanently guilty, without ever seeing anybody ever again, with no due process and no lawyer.
Well, this federal, what's his name? Excuse me, my brain is not coming up with names. The senator from South Carolina, Lindsey Graham, and I can't think of the other one. Was it Schumer? They wanted to put a law through, declare all states inside the United, all 48 states a battleground that anybody can be accused of being a terrorist. And once they accuse you of an act of terrorism, they can arrest you, detain you for whatever and for however long they want to, with no due process.
Oh yeah, no, that's national. It's called the NDAA, specifically Section 1021. So no, it doesn't even have to be accusing you of anything. All it has to be is, it even says in there, it says if you're suspected of having any sort of ties to terrorists. So, and it uses very vague language. So what could be a terrorist or a threat to the state? If you agreed with a politician 6 years ago that the NSA's kept the files on, does that make you a terrorist? If another supporter of that politician went out and did a bombing, Or what about it also says in there, if you commit a, quote, belligerent act. Now, whatever the president or whoever he designates to make this decision of what belligerent means can lock you up. So if you're yelling in the middle of the street, that gives them, that I think me and you both agree, and everybody here would agree that that's pretty belligerent for no reason at 3 a.m. in the morning yelling in the street. So if that's belligerent, so that means you go to prison for life without ever having a lawyer, ever going on trial or anything. And
right, and it's just circumvented the Constitution.
Exactly. That's not even the first unconstitutional law. I mean, with the First Amendment being violated on multiple levels, as demonstrated at the Bundy Ranch, you can't even protest within damn near a mile of anyone who's protected by the Secret Service. There's several people who got arrested in my town whenever the president came and did a speech for the college because they were within a mile, which was a violation of the Second Amendment. We don't have to go over that again. Third Amendment, quartering troops in houses, as they have militarized police, DHS people taking up tactical positions in people's homes without permission. Same thing like during the Boston bombing, doing warrantless searches, searches and seizures. Everybody knows the Fourth Amendment's been getting violated for decades. Fifth Amendment, the bill that's been violated because how many people are always pleading guilty to crimes they didn't commit because of police interrogations? That's pretty sketchy. Sixth, with all these cameras around everywhere at the stoplights. Also, speedy and public trial. Some people are waiting for trial in jail for 1 to 5 years, sometimes 10 years. I can keep going on and on.
Right, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier about the powers that be that are pulling the strings. They've been doing this for the last 100 years. It's just not recent. They're just doing it more overtly now. They're coming out and they're probing and see what they're doing it more robustly and seeing how far they can push issues and take things and cover them up. I haven't seen anything on national news or in the newspapers or even on the national radio talk shows about this. The only people that are keeping this the Bundy Ranch going is Facebook and the internet media, and now they're talking about shutting down the internet. The internet. They're having a meeting in Brazil right now. I can't recall the under what banner they're having it, but there's countries that are wanting to totally put up firewall against the censor the internet.
That's the UN's deal. Just like the U.S. said they relinquish control. If the UN enacts something across that all nations have to sign, then they can just bypass the Constitution, which, I mean, it really wouldn't matter if UN was or not, since they bypassed it so many times before. No one seems to care, other than just a small minority of the people in the country, which are now being called domestic terrorists and have been for years. This isn't just the first incident with Harry Reid.
Exactly.
With DHS targeting libertarians or gun owners or potential targets. And
Excuse me,
Go ahead, Bart.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can I take it and slide it back over to off, please?
Off of question and answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has to remute, but sure. So there's 15 people here, and everybody is unmuted. And all is quiet for now, but...
Hey, Brian?
Yeah?
It was much easier when somebody just messaged me how many people were in the room.
Right now you can see them.
The main thing.
Order one.
Hey, we got echoes. Who's echoing?
Brian,
Barbie,
So I'd just like to make another remark there. I think all these issues we've been talking about tonight, it all boiled back down to the Bundy Ranch. All these, everything that's been happening in the past with the violations of the police brutality, the IRS, the government takeovers of executive rules and laws they've passed that are unconstitutional. These are all blowing it up to a head to what's been going on at the Bundy Ranch. All these issues are coming to a point.
I mean, if you just hear the word executive order, that just sounds evil to me to begin
It
with.
is.
It is, and they shouldn't even exist.
And Obama has signed, the last time I Googled it, he's signed 149 executive orders in the last.
I mean, it's not even just Obama. I mean, the next guy, the previous guy, pretty much all of them had the same agenda, and all of them still got the same guy's hand up their ass. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. All of them being puppets. And
the Catholic Church is actually under the spotlight right now. You guys have been watching what's going on at the Vatican.
What's going on with the Vatican?
Without saying too much, because there are some religious people there, but let's just say popes are definitely under conjecture for their recent activities with children. They're in a huge scope right now.
Well, I don't get that either, man. How all this children stuff keep happening, especially with that particular church. But expanding on that, you can notice that someone who works for a school is the most likely profession to be a child molester as well, in the U.S. anyway. I can't speak for other countries.
And then you've got on top of that a lot of bankers that have been disappearing or have been suicided recently. A lot of strange things happening in the world all at the same time, just like you said. That's why I tried to chime in there.
Well, I mean, Russia just said that if the West messes around with them anymore in Ukraine, which NATO's already been pouring in troops, and Russia's been pouring in troops, that Russia will respond with military force like they did in 2008, whenever they said, we're launching missiles in 1 hour if you don't back off, and NATO backed off. And now, even today, the UK, Denmark, I'm pretty sure, and the Netherlands, all scrambled fighter jets after Russian bombers entered their airspace. And now they have a bunch of U.S. troops landed in Poland for training exercises, on top of the new missiles that were already sent there at the brink of this Ukraine crisis, which it's like another damn World War III starting. We got China pissed off over these islands, and Obama vowing to protect Japan for no damn reason, because honestly, all they've done in the recent years is screw us over with the radiation leaking, and all the media seems to forget about or just want to cover up. Both the other world wars have started because it's just the U.S. helping out the European nations, both of them. So that's what I see the third one being again. But with the U.S. and the condition it's in, going into another big-ass war is not going to be, I don't think it's going to turn out very well for the U.S.
It's bigger than that. It's bigger and simpler than that. It boils down to the banking and monetary system we're on right now, and we've been on since Woodrow Wilson took us off the gold standard. And even more so since the end of World War II, when the world currency has been the U.S. dollar.
I mean, they're trying to tear down the U.S. dollar.
Exactly, and they're doing to us just what we did to the Russians, just in reverse. With the oil, they're doing to us with our money. We did it to Russia. We bankrupted Russia through OPEC and oil price fixing. Because that was the only way Russia could sustain their military was through the sale of oil. And the lower the price of a barrel of oil got, the less Russia could keep up with the United States on the military uphill. That's how Reagan.
Back in the 90s.
That was back in the 80s when Reagan took power, took office, and rebuilt up the military after Carter denuded it. And that's how the communist bloc was broken, and that's how we won the Cold War. But the same people that are in power are still in power, and the real powers that be are the Federal Reserve and the World Trade, the IMF, and
if you look at
these people don't belong to one country. They don't belong to a one belief system. They belong to their own little group, their own little clique of people, because that's how many there are. There's only a handful of them. They pledge allegiance to no one but themselves.
Can I
Go
ahead.
Go ahead. I'll go after you, Bob.
Brian, how long do you leave that check? Because I saw why you checked it, but how long do you leave it checked for?
Until they uncheck it themselves.
Oh, okay.
If you look at the U.S., or I'm going to start off by saying the Federal Reserve Act wasn't even drafted in Congress. It was drafted, on an island called Jekyll Island. I think it's off the coast of Florida. but it could be another state like Alabama, perhaps. I'm not sure. But that just goes to show that it was not drafted in the interest of the American people at heart. And also, if you look at the U.S. debt, ever since the Federal Reserve Act was enacted in 1913, which all the information you can get about it is it's drafted a year, little earlier than 1913, and then it's just enacted, and that's pretty much all the info you get on it. But if you look at the debt after that, it just skyrockets and almost it's pretty much going straight up. And if you look at, as soon as we got off the gold standard, the U.S. dollar per troy ounce immediately shot downwards and became unstable as hell. And it continues to be throughout. The dollar's almost at the lowest point that it's ever been. And the market is in a big parallel with what the market looked like right before the Great Depression. So I wouldn't be surprised if in this summer something else goes down as well, just like the summer of 1929. And they are, but at the same time that they're trying to bring down the U.S. dollar, because they know if they bring down the U.S. dollar as the main world currency, then the U.S. is done for. But the only thing that backs the U.S. dollar is the amount of tanks and planes and men we got and the technology is all that really backs it, because of the military strength. So if the dollar gets taken out, we're going to be pretty pissed off over here. But also, if Russia stops selling oil to Europe and the Europe starts getting oil from America, that's going to prop the dollar back up. So that's what's confusing to me. Because if America starts pumping oil out to the European nations, that's just going to start skyrocketing gas even more. I mean, I was looking at the average gas prices in different regions, and over on the West Coast, the average is like $4 a gallon. So just expect that to be going up, especially if we have another Great Depression of the sort. Imagine it going up to $20, $30 a gallon, or if the entire dollar collapses, just like the Germans, Marx did after World War I, to where $100,000 is a loaf of bread. And then imagine what happens then.
I have a friend in England, and they sell their gasoline, by the liter. And if you equate what they pay for a liter of fuel to a gallon of gasoline here, they're paying $10 for a gallon of gasoline.
Well, yeah, their currency is worth more as well.
No, they're paying $10 US for a gallon of gasoline. So they're whatever is equivalent to $10 in their money is what they're paying for a gallon.
Because the only reason that is because the U.S. hasn't been completely taken over yet. Obviously, if we can still go out and buy a firearm legally, then the people who want to do harm to the citizens of this country haven't got their agenda pushed to 100%. I'm telling you that they're getting pretty damn close. But that's why Europe is begging the U.S. now to start sending them oil, because Russia just cut them off. And with these two incidents that happened today, which this guy was speaking in English. I think he's the foreign minister for Russia. His direct message to the West. We'll just see what happens, because if one of the NATO countries gets attacked, which Ukraine is not a NATO country, right? We got all these people and banksters funding this stuff going down in Ukraine, pumping billions of dollars into there, putting in a false government, and probably behind all these terror attacks in the eastern Ukraine, just like Operation Gladio in Italy quite a few years ago. That could be possible as well. So, I mean, is this part two of that? And I really don't know what to think of all that's going on right now. All I know is it's not looking good. From the inside of the U.S., it's not looking good, let alone on the outside of what's going on and what we're already meddling in. We definitely don't need to be out messing around in more foreign affairs like we have been in the last decade or so, going into Iraq and Afghanistan, which I disagree with 100%. Dude, I think it was more of an oil exploration excursion, to tell you the truth. But this Ukraine deal might end up in a new sort of proxy war going on, just like the Russians in Afghanistan and Vietnam in the U.S. But I do know if one of the NATO countries does get attacked, then the U.S. does have an obligation to go in. So that's definitely not going to end well.
It's a mouthful. Yeah, I gotta cut it loose. It's almost 3 a.m. here. Mark comes one, Barbie. You guys keep up the good work. There's about 15 people in this car right now. If anybody wants to chime in, you're in an open forum. Nobody is needed right now unless you've muted yourself on your phone. But I'm gonna say goodnight. I gotta hit the hay. Get up in a few hours.
And good night.
Bye, man.
Sweet
Yep.
Thanks.
Good night.
Barb,
God bless.
got this under
Good night.
control. You know you're not. Thanks, guys.
Night,
Barb, you
night.
know you're not. Barb, you know you're not under any obligation to, stay on board, moderate. You can leave and just leave it open, and I trust these people can handle themselves as civil adults.
Yeah, I may be heading off here in a few minutes as well. So
We all need our rest, guys. So don't.
The only thing you didn't show me was how to turn the recording on and off.
And if you look all the way on the left, I have to reset this anyway. But if you look all the way on the left,
Oh, okay, I see it.
I have to actually reset that right now since I'm splitting anyway. Typically they run. It seems to be 6 hours at a time. The button. Did you see that move from where you're sitting, Barb?
Yeah.
Now you see the line right above that.
Yeah.
When you log in, you'll notice that says off.
Yeah.
When you come in, that's what everything that looked blank. I think you saw this screen, but no details, right?
Right. And then when I split it on, everything
Yeah.
popped.
All right. Yeah. So when you come in, keep in mind the conference call is still active, but your interface, that's you turning on the interface.
Now, do I have to stay logged into the interface?
You do not. We could both be out of here and the call will still automate itself as an open conference call. Just make sure when you leave it in Q&A off.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like that button. It don't slide easily.
Yeah, be careful with that. If you don't have to slide it. If you just, you know how your pointer changes when you go over something?
Mm-hmm.
So if you just hover over that, you'll see the pointer change. No matter where you click it, just click it. It'll automatically go. Just
Okay.
one click. All right, guys. Well, thanks for all the good wishes and good night. May the force be with you. Wish I had a new cool MP3. Just a quick update on my buddy Mike. We're actually going to be recording 3 more songs over here. Sunday afternoon, I invited him to come on by and probably order a pizza, and he wants to get 3 more songs down. And he's trying to motivate me to do a local open mic night out here in the near future. So if you know anybody around Chicago that wants to see something cool for free, he's trying to get me to get people into this. A couple Tuesdays from now, I think. But he's throwing that out there. Did you guys, anybody here not get a chance to hear the cool Free the People song he wrote?
No, I haven't.
This is Florida One. I haven't heard it.
All right, let me just give you a little background. I've got a couple more minutes. About 5 years ago is when I started working at this. There's a venue close to me. It's a bar, 80s rock, rock and roll, some country, sometimes metal. But it's a venue, it's a bar, it's a pool hall, darts, all the above. Anyways, I was working there, security, working my way up, and I was running a couple different shifts, and there's this man that kept coming in. He would ride his bike, he'd lock it up outside, he'd come in, and he'd never order anything. And the owners kind of got salty about it. You've got a patron in there, kind of disheveled, came in, sat down, and never ordered. People asked, well, do you want at least the water? No, I'm fine, thank you, don't worry about me, just watching the game. Really kept to himself, and I took notice to him. Didn't seem really suspicious, but he was obviously by himself, a little disheveled. All right, little feedback coming in there. I'm gonna have to mute that temporarily. But anyways, just for poops and giggles. I mean, I carded him like twice, and I know there's no reason to. The guy's well over the age of 40, but carded him a couple times. Sometimes he seemed a little rude, but he just seemed like lonely, if anything. So anyways, one day at the end of the shift, he was still there watching the end of a Bulls game, if I'm not mistaken. It was really, really cold out, and just out of the blue, I knew my shift was ending. I think I caught myself early and let somebody else get some hours, but I was just like, hey dude, can I buy you a beer? And he just looked at me like, great. The security guy, harassing me. I'm like, no, seriously, I'll buy you a beer right now. He's like, oh, no, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, nothing like that. I'm like, well, I actually haven't had a beer for like a month and a half, but I'll have one with you, man, just one. And he's like looking at me, and I was, being sincere. I'm like, I'll buy you one, we'll only have one, and that's it. And he's like, all right. So I went and got some Coronas, for my wife, who was actually bartending at the time, paid for them. And, walked back over to him, we cracked them open, and just sat there and talked for a minute. And the guy kind of, we got in a little bit of conspiracy theories and just all kinds of stuff. And some commercial came on, and, we both got into our little rants, but we both agreed on a lot of things. And he had a backpack with him. He opened it up, and he had like, I don't know, maybe 15 CDs, low level sticker on them, hand drawing. It was a cool drawing. And he's like, hey man, I've been going to the library, every day for the last 2 years since I've been out of my house. He was trying to be general about that. But this is how I create funds for myself. I've been writing these short stories. I'm going to give you this one for free, but I'd love for you to check them out and tell me what you think of them. Oh, wow, that sounds awesome. He's like, well, yeah, this is how I've been getting by. Instead of like begging for change or begging for money, I actually have something to give them that, they should find interesting. It's my product, and I'll give it to them for a small contribution or donation. People usually throw me 5, sometimes 10, sometimes less, but, recommended is 5. And that's how he's been getting by. I'm like, well, that's actually pretty cool, man. Let me take this home. So I took it home, threw it in the computer first thing, started reading, and could not stop reading. Read the whole thing in a few hours. And again, my wife was mad at me, but I was just flabbergasted. I'm like, this guy's got talent. A couple spelling errors and punctuation, but overall, these are awesome stories worthy of, short movies or made-for-TV movies, believe it or not. And didn't see him for a couple of days, and finally told him, like, dude, this is awesome. You need to get this out. What can I do to help? We got a volunteer. I actually showed on Facebook maybe 3 paragraphs of just one of them. And somebody chimed in, was like, this is awesome. I want to see the rest. I showed her the rest. And she came forward and offered her services to pay, because she was, better off than some people, but paid to have them made into soft cover, and then paid to have a website made for him dedicated to him, so he had an avenue to sell his book. So he's been directing traffic there. Now, as times passed, again, he was trying to save what little money he does have, and he was running out of money for his storage, where his supplies were, and just stuff that when he got kicked out of his house. Long story short on that, he used to be a carpet layer. He was at the south side of Chicago. Somebody stole his van full of tools and some of his normal belongings, but basically they stole his van, that disappeared. There was a police report. He lost everything, including his job and a girlfriend a few months later, and then his unit, and was literally been living in a tent, by the railroad tracks, not very far from our house, for quite a few years. And to get all this from him, I'm just like, wow, being a prepper and such, just like, you're the ultimate prepper. You're like a god to us. You survived almost 10 winters in Chicagoland. This last winter was brutal enough, not to mention the last 10 winters. I repeat, 10 winters out here. And he's just been stuck. And, no ID, a small debit card that he keeps what he can in there so he doesn't have to keep cash on him. But, he's made his own. The guy's a prepper. Well, he asked if he could stash some stuff under my stairs. I got a little extra room here, and like, yeah, sure, whatever, man. Bring it over. I'll look out for you. Keep it here. I promise. I won't do anything with it unless you tell me to, So, he filled up my car and came over here, and he had a keyboard that he had from his old apartment and a guitar. I'm like, oh, wow, you play a little guitar? And he smiles at me, Oh, yeah, I play a little guitar, Well, cool. Let me hear something. And I can't even explain the blues that comes out of this man. I mean, it's just, whew. Well, anyway, he's got 40 songs that he's written over time. And I said, you know what, man, I didn't know you were so talented. Let me break out my little hand drum I've been holding on to for the last decade or two. And let me chime in. You play, you sing, and I'll drum in, and it works. We've been working on doing some live stuff, just to get out there. I want to help him raise some money and maybe get some of this sound on CD and, get them at least somewhat digitally remastered so that it sounds, professional somewhat, and, get him on some CDs and maybe let him market that along with his stories, or together as a package, But anyways, a few months back, he shows up at my house and he's like, check it out. I've been working on this for a while. I made a song for you, dude. He's like, you kind of helped me out with a lot of things, and this is how I can repay you. I wrote you a song, bro. Check it out. And, we went over it a couple times and we started playing it, and we reworked it a little bit and got it as close to where we could with what tools and capabilities we have. But, I told him, dude, I like it so much. I like where it's at. I want to put this up somewhere on the internet. People got to hear this. So I started a SoundCloud account. Sorry to be on the tangent there, but I started a SoundCloud account. So if you actually just go to soundcloud.com, also on my activity on the left side of my page on Facebook, you'll see there's Brian just listening to yada yada on SoundCloud. You can click that. If you actually just type in all one word, free the people, that should come up. Let's say, here, let me just do it right now to give you the exact path. Bear with me. Yeah, it opens up automatically to my page for me, but I believe if you just search free the people, all one word, yeah, you'll see that insignia that I've been using. That's a copyrighted image, by the way, of the fist with the red, white, and blue. So that'll pop up, and then you'll see a song that's got the fist with the Free the People logo in there. You just press that. It's a 3-minute and 54-second song. Unbelievably 555 people have checked the song out over the last 20 some odd days when it's been up, which is awesome. I showed them those numbers the other day. If you go to my profile, you'll actually see 4 or 5 different songs. You'll see Brian Duzak pop up. It's a picture of myself and my wife, but he actually wrote a few other songs that I put in here I thought were important. One was called Razor's Edge, which he wrote. It's about, he basically wrote it for all the, Vietnam veterans that he's known over time. It's about PTSD, man. He's been in a real dark place for a long time, and I'm totally trying to pull him out of this hole, dude, and try to get him to the next level. To me, he's like a eccentric artist that's been undiscovered, man. He's like the next Stephen King, and he's a real treat to humanity because his lyrics like speak volumes. It's like folky, bluesy, rocky, all at the country-ish, all at the same time, man. The other one's called Louisiana Moon. He wrote because of Hurricane Katrina. For a guy that's got not a whole heck of a lot, he's a pretty generous guy. He's already offered, this song has no licensing rights to it, but any money, if he could set it up in an actual album and create or generate something via the song, he would still all donate it all to the victims of Hurricane Katrina, still to this day. And so yeah, just kind of pointing you in that direction. And there's some pretty cool songs. I did very amateur remastering on some very amateur programs that I was only recently taught how to use, but we did our best, threw a little effects in there, some coolness. And so he wrote all the lyrics, he wrote all the guitar, he wrote all the solo, and then I just kind of chimed in with some drums. The drums need some better mic up, but you get the general gist of it. Some pretty cool stuff coming out of this guy. Like, so many people ask if he's African American, and I keep laughing to myself. No, he's just got that much soul, baby. He's definitely got a lot of soul. I'm honored to know this guy. Other people would just as soon honk at him or spit on him or call him a bum or whatever, but this dude's a national treasure, and I am lucky to know this guy. I call him Uncle Mike now. His nickname is Mike on a Bike. That's what everybody knows him as around here. Mike on a Bike. Because he's always riding his bike. The guy easily does 25 plus miles a day back and forth, just doing his thing, sometimes even in the winter when there's snow on the ground. He's had it rough, man, but we're trying to help him out. So if you like what you hear, throw a thumbs up or a like on that, maybe share it a little bit. Hopefully someday you might discover some of this guy's talent. I'm looking forward to it. He needs it. So hopefully the ones that haven't heard it got a chance to go over there to soundcloud.com.
What's your Facebook page?
Brian with the Y is my first name. And then if you type in the words Free the People, FREETHEPEOPLE, all one word, it should be the first one that pops up with a really horrible Polish last name that starts with a D. You'll see a picture of a princess that I'm standing next to, and then me with a little tribal tattoo. I think that's the one I have up. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I just changed that. No, you'll just see my wife and myself. I don't know. I can't explain. I look like a guy and look like a girl. But I'm only.
I'm sorry. Say the Facebook page again.
Brian, BRYAN, and then a space, and then an F as in Frank, R as in Ralph, E as in Edward, E as in Edward, free, and then the THE, people, POPLE, all one word, no spaces in Free the People. And again, I should be the first one that pops up usually.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. We're already together there. Okay. Yeah, I got you. All right.
Yeah, I think I sent you a friend request a couple hours ago, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm on here. All right.
Cool.
I'll check it out, man. I love that kind of music, man.
Hey, if anybody,
Go ahead, Telcom.
I was gonna ask if anyone in here has ever checked out one of those Savage 320 pumps before.
Hey, can you speak up, or all I heard is 320, and that's all I heard.
I was asking if anyone in here has ever checked out those Savage 320 pumps before, because I've been looking at getting one.
Negative. Yeah, I'm apprehensive to really talk too much about munitions, weapons, what I've seen, what I've shot, what I've got, what I don't have, you know what I mean? Real awkward state of affairs amongst us these days, and it's almost, in the TMI, DCOM zone.
Well, I would, if I, in your state especially, personally, I'm not too worried about it, because if someone comes to my door knocking, asking for it, I guess I'm pretty sure that somebody's gonna be dead right before I give up anything, and I'm sure a lot of Americans will agree with me on that. And if I'm just gonna say most of my stuff is not under my name anyway, so not too many people will be coming for me.
Well, I hope none of them are coming for any of us, We heard that little rumor about on a phone call too long turns into a broadcast, blah, blah, FCC. Luckily that got squashed. Denied, but, in case, something of that nature were to affect any one of us that have been integral parts to this conference call, I'm sure that, that we've all been chiming in on a, every other day basis. If we don't hear from anybody for a couple of days, obviously there's going to be some calls and some things to be done to check up on people, You're right, with the NDAA, people can be disappeared, though. That's something to worry about. That's why we got here in the first place. That's what we're trying to avoid all the way around, I just have this undeniable feeling, calling or whatever you want to call it, to keep the conference calls going, to move forward. Although the Bundy Ranch is totally important, it is. It's priority one. It's what got this all started. Yet, I still got this haunting notion that we really should also be, Part B, one, whatever you want to call it, is throw some focus at that current, evolving situation that's right around the corner, so that we're way more prepared than we were for the previous situation. What's awesome is now all across the country that people all met in one place, and then we got all these supplies to that same place, and a lot of those were like communications and generators. That was a good test run for everybody. Now they know what they need but it's a completely different environment. They went from pretty much, almost west coast in the deserts of Nevada to now east in an urban business corporate autocracy situation, completely different environment. You don't have to worry about scorpions and dust and as much sleeping bags. How are we going to handle ourselves now?
This whole thing is bigger than Bundy. Or even Clive had said that it goes past just the atrocities, so to speak, that have been committed in the last couple weeks by the government out in Nevada and in other states. It really just boils down to people's individual liberties being taken away. And that's why so many people showed up. It's just because that's what the whole movement is about to begin with. I mean, if everyone was only concerned about their individual interests all the time, I'm pretty sure not too many people would be showing up. Most, if not all, those people out there are their minds are focused on not just themselves and not just what they can get to do, but how other people's liberties are protected as well.
Sorry, bro. The last 15 seconds, you kind of cut in and out on me. Can you kind of reword the end of that? I caught the first half, and then you were kind of gone.
I don't even remember the last half of what I said, dude. I got short-term memory problems.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, I don't know. Sorry, man, and maybe I did too. I'm trying to type here and do three things at once, but, I'm sure we all catch the general gist of what you're trying to say. Hey, Mark, you're still in there?
Yeah, I'm here. I was
Cool.
just checking out. I was just checking out your page there, man. I gotta listen to these tunes, man.
Yeah, the man's got some skills. Hey, do you have good audio from where you're at right now? If you were able to play that, would you have like computer speakers?
I can hook some up.
If you could, man, because it sounded like butt ass. I use my headphones, that sucks, and I use my little computer speakers, that sucks. I don't think I'm giving this song enough justice. And I think it's partially because it's coming in through a phone is the problem, but I don't know if there's like an input. I'd like to put an input or like the MP3 version played off my phone while I'm on a conference call on that phone probably wouldn't work, because it would take over the,
Yeah, you probably get a lot of feedback and reverb.
Yeah, so I'm kind of SOL on that. I pointed some people in that direction. Others, might not have been able to go there or write that down at the time, driving, whatever, but it's kind of cool. I don't know. Eventually we're going to be leaning this more towards a radio-ish type of format, when it was dead air, or like if Barbie's got to go, it wouldn't be a bad idea if she threw it in, Q&A and just played an MP3 for an hour or two while she went shopping or took her snooze or whatever the case is.
Right, exactly.
At least there's something there that's informative. If you had a couple songs play and then, maybe another MP3 in the playlist, just, talking in through a mic. Hey, this is Brian for the People Dude and Barbie. We're not here right now, but thanks for being on our conference call. Last update, everything was cool at, 6 a.m. Central, blah, blah, blah. We'll be back somewhere around 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Keep the number on you. Give it out to the Patriots, blah, blah, blah. Just something to have, people had mentioned that it does suck. I'd obviously not here when I'm not here, so I don't know what the dead space is like. We've had some people chime in and try to stay filled in, but I'm sure there are some spaces where, it'd be nice, at least when we're at low, like right now is pretty low, 13, but if we were at 5, might as well give somebody a chance to, put those things in an MP3 playlist and, just drop it down for an hour or two. I don't think that's too bad of an idea. Give Barbie time to rest. What do you think of that, Barb?
That would be cool.
All right, I'll throw some ideas off you. When I played, I think it was the third night, the Railroad MP3, were you guys able to hear that?
Nope.
Shit. Because I did the best I could. I literally tied my cell phone in between the earphones of my big headset, and tied it in there, with a rope and everything so that the mouth or the speakerphone piece was right up to the earpiece, but didn't do that enough justice. I'm sure it did.
Hey, no,
There are other cases.
Is there a way to talk in this phone line through a computer, or do you have to call in?
Say again?
Is there a way to talk on this phone line through a computer, or do you have to call in on an actual phone?
The only thing I found so far was Skype and Google Phone, Google Connect.
Yeah.
That.
Well, Google.
Yeah, Google also has an app for it's called Hangout. I've never personally used it.
I wouldn't trust Google Hangout. And it's just a rip-off of Skype, to be honest. And Skype is a lot more safe as far as protecting your information-wise than Google, in my opinion. But because I do know if you can call in on a computer, that there is a way to set your microphone up as the stereo mix on the computer. So then whatever you play on the computer, the speakers would come out, and it's a pretty high quality through the phone line. Google, I don't know, in 2012, they started charging for phone calls through Gmail, and then after that, somehow it just started becoming free for me again on my Gmail account. That's all I use it for, is the phone calls. But the Google's phone line doesn't work for this number. For some reason, it says this number is disconnected if you call from a Google phone. And then, but I guess like every other year, it's free calling if you make a Gmail account, unless it's for older users. And Skype does cost money as well to call actual phones. but Skype to Skype calling is free.
Well, what I found with Skype is if you get the premium plan, it's $10 a month.
Yeah, $10 though is like, it lasted me a couple months calling people every day whenever I had it, but I didn't use it too extensively. But Skype is also good for pretty secure conferences. You can't have, unless you pay for the premium, you can't have video conferences between more than 2 people, but you can have however many people you want, I'm pretty sure, and voice conferencing on Skype for free.
Has anybody ever heard of OVO? OOVOO?
Yeah, I've heard of it as well. I haven't really looked into that too much myself, but I've heard it's pretty good.
That's have video capabilities also, from my understanding.
Yeah, but I don't know about the conferencing. That may be better. I'll have to check that out. But I do know that Skype is encrypted, so but that could still be tapped into. I don't know if any of these other softwares or companies or whatever have encryption on their video or voice chat and all that.
I don't care if they listen to me. They're going to listen anyway.
Well, I mean, now that they just come out publicly and say, yeah, we are listening to you, and it's illegal, yeah, but we really don't care. Yeah, it's against the Constitution, but it doesn't matter. We got the Patriot Act, so we can do whatever the hell we want. With the judges that are appointed by our branch, the executive. So,
yeah, the only thing I've ever seen that had a lot of capabilities, had good security, was the TeamSpeak app. Because with that, you can, like, if Barbie wanted to tell me something with nobody else knowing, she could do what's called a private message. She just heard me by typing it out. Or as far as the moderator features, it doesn't matter if you have a phone or a computer. You can do that way also.
There's also a company that's called Unseen. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's like unseen.is, and there is a free and a premium, and there's apps for iPhone, iPad, Android, computer, and I'm pretty sure you can get calling, video. It's all secure. It's based out of Iceland, which has some of the best internet privacy laws in the world. A hell of a lot better than the US. If your traffic getting routed through Iceland, then less
Hey, Comes one, if you could speak up, I hate to interrupt you, man, but you're not even registering at all on the equalizer right now. Like, all we hear is this whatever, you know,
Can you hear me now?
This is really what I hear. It's really awesome. Right now when you're doing it.
Hey, man, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's a lot better, dude.
I'm just saying that if your internet is routed through this thing, unseen.is, it's based in Iceland. So if your traffic's getting routed through Iceland, it's less susceptible to snooping by the U.S. or whoever wants to listen in. I don't know. I haven't really checked it out. I do know you can sign up free. I don't know if all the services are free, though. But there's a lot of stuff out there that you could pay for to be pretty safe out there, or you could just do on your own if you knew a lot of stuff about computers. I'm personally do a lot of stuff to route my traffic through different networks whenever I'm surfing the web, because I do know that they use that to put people on lists and whatnot. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how you got on it, Barbie. Since
Dude,
they
this is so
seem to be
cool.
more concerned about American citizens and actual external threats to the country. Like the PSA, how in the hell does a 16-year-old get on a plane undetected, fly in a wheel?
Hey, hold on. Hey, Mark, go ahead, kill that for a second. Mark, kill that, bro.
Wait a minute.
Hold on, Mark, go ahead and kill that, bro.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, I want to try something. It's a new feature that I just figured out. This should only take a few minutes.
We have to mend her ways. She'll score no more. Rebuilding begins. The eagle is broken. Everything has gone wrong. Her beak can tell us where they do belong. For all you lawyers that cross the bar, misplaced allegiance, you know who you are. greedy bankers, insane world leaders, all have their agendas. People bottom feeders. When you stand in line to fight against those who think that might make right. We the people, for the people now. We got to free the people, free the people somehow. We the people, for the people now. We got to free the people somehow. Fluoride thinks our water, chemtrails poison the air, mercury in vaccines. Oh, it's time to beware. Even when things seem that they're too far gone, we will stay the course and keep on keeping on. I will stand in line, fight against those who think that might make right. We the people, for the people now. We got to free the people somehow. Science and medicine have failed us all. And chaos has a plan, it will be their downfall. In the end, the truth will finally come out, and the people will rule. Let there be no doubt. Stand in line and fight against those who think that might make right. We the people, for the people now. We got to free the people somehow. We the people, for the people now. We got to free the people somehow.
At that point, like 200 people, and it kept going up. I'd hang out, I'd call back like 5-10 minutes later, and it was like 400 people, and like at 2 points, there's like 2,600 people in there. But
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and
hey,
get
call
off
it.
here.
Hey, caller 9240. You just jumped in on the line. You're live on that conference call, brother.
Yeah, I have to go ahead and get off here and get sleep.
Go ahead, Tom. Hey, that came in really loud, man. I wish I could turn the volume down, but it sounds a lot better at SoundCloud. So just throwing that out there, man. All right, thanks for chiming in. Hey, Mark, I know you turned yourself off. Hey, caller 9240. You just chimed in recently. You were telling people how there was like 400 people in the call, then 2,600 people in the call. I think you muted yourself out, bro. Yeah, that was pretty cool, though. So that was the first time I've ever done the broadcast, and I'm pulling it back out. Was that way too loud? Let me know.
Well,
Mark,
that was
was that way
perfect.
too loud?
Yo, that was great, man. That was awesome. Yeah, that was good too, man. That really hit home, man.
Could you kind of hear what, if the lyrics are actually on SoundCloud? Again, we're working with limited micage here too, man. So, the words are right there on SoundCloud. If you actually click the title of the song, the individual
Yeah,
page
I'm looking at them right now. They're just really, I was following along as you were playing it there, man. That was great.
Cool. Yeah. That didn't come in too loud though? It seemed
No,
loud.
it was just when I got, the speakerphone on this isn't really that good, but yeah, no, it was great. I was, if I had my Bluetooth speaker hooked up to the phone, I'd probably sound a whole lot better.
It's
but
pretty
no,
awesome.
as far as the audio on your end was set right, yeah.
All right, cool. It's pretty awesome on headphones directly from SoundCloud. Let me say that. There's some cool features on his voice. He wanted to add his own genre in there, and he was going with the Dorothy kind of Indian-y feeling theme, and I think it turned out pretty well. But
you guys say you're going to have a gig up there in Chicagoland, or where's it?
No, there's a couple of open mic nights, man. Check this out. He's a real big introvert, bro. He's a big introvert, and he's not one for doing anything like involving people. Period. And I've kind of been chipping away at this shell, man, working on my brother Mike here, and
right.
He was here the other day, and actually I can't say the other day. It was a few months back. It was still very cold out, and he's like, "I'm gonna ride my bike over to such and such bar, the biker bar by us that has an open mic night on Tuesdays." I'm like, "You're going there just to scope it out?" He's like, "Yeah." Well, he was just leaving a quick practice that we had done. He rode his bike over there, and he's like, "I don't know what came over me, but I set myself up to play. I signed up, and the house mic stage guy let me get on stage, and he got some whistles, a standing ovation. People offered to hand him food and stuff like that. I'm like, unbelievable. He's like, yeah, I'm out of my shell. He's like, I'm me again, man. People really like that. I didn't expect that kind of reaction. And he's like, people were whistling, and the girls were like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And it only motivated me to help do what I've got to do to get this guy what you just heard, and as many songs as I possibly can in the near future. So they're on one CD. He can multiply that, and I'd love to see him, sell that in his book for like $10. I'm sorry, I can't say sell, but he would offer those for a contribution, considering his situation.
Well, man, I would love to have a hard copy of that. I could play on my hi-fi, man.
For sure, man. That Razor's Edge song, man, if you really read the lyrics and listen to it, there's soul coming out of his voice. There's a couple of dudes that have PTSD, and they're sitting there like, my God, was this guy in Nam? And I'm like, actually, he wasn't in Nam. He's got he's got his own issues and things he's been through, but I wouldn't put it as far as, a military PTSD issue. But, he's got his own thing, and he's been there in his own way, and they're like, wow, like, I've actually said some of these words to myself, in certain times when things were rough, He's like, I know it. I'm trying to say the guy's been there. Like, wow, I love this guy's work. And luckily it's reached out to some of the guys who kind of have those issues and, let them know they're not alone, man. Call here, if there's guys with PTSD issues that need somebody to talk to, you got a whole bunch of people that'll support you right here on this call, man, at all times. So if anybody's like down in PTSD zone, definitely call in, listen to that song. It seems to help, let you know you're not alone out there, It's just a big thing that I've had to deal with at work. 70% veterans where I work, man, and a couple of these guys have had some serious issues, active duty stuff, and they've had to deal with since they've come home. And, we try to hire vets to help cushion that blow and help them work their way back with their skill set into society and so do something that they love doing that's patriotic and cool. But, sometimes, man, things get tense and you get frustrated and things aren't going your way. And, that was his
like, I kind of had the same kind of thing when I got out of the service. So, and I found that, this was back in the, late 70s, early 80s, they didn't really, they didn't recognize it, they didn't have an active, they recognized it as a problem, but they didn't acknowledge it, and they didn't actively pursue treatment for people. They just gave you a bottle of pills and said, hey, go deal with it on your own, right? Right. I'm not one to do drugs. I have a really addictive personality, so I recognize that in myself, so I shy away from anything that I can become addicted to. So I gave the pills up, I just, didn't even really give them a chance, and I just got involved, in doing something, and doing something, takes your mind off of things, and it's an outlet, and if you can find the right outlet, and it sounds like what this guy has got is found in his music and his lyrics. He's on the right path, dude. I mean, he just needs to work through it.
You should see this man's story. It's like you pull it. I won't put it into like, I can't even explain it. It's a mixture of like sci-fi, mystery. There's just so many variants. Here, let me give you just a clue. There's this one story he wrote, the first one I wrote, that encapsulates it. Genius idea. You got to hear this. I'll make it as brief as possible. Scene is set. There's a sick kid laying in bed, and his older sister sitting over him in bed saying a prayer. The kid speaks about how he was really sickly as a child and how the family has sent him money over time, and they've all been quite well off. And even though he's a sickly child, they've still got nannies and such looking out for him and his sister. And with the money that he's received from family and the get well cards, he's been giving his sister a portion to continue to pray for him. And as time goes by, he's still sickly, and his sister is still praying for him, and he still sends her money on a weekly basis, and then eventually a larger sum on a monthly basis. And as they get older, he still continues to do it, just out of habit. And what they realize is that they're onto something, and they actually find more people that will pray for people that are sick. And as there's a team of whatever it is, let's say 24 people, that will go to hospitals and pray with the sickly people, maybe that have just gotten out of surgery or are trying to get better. 0610, if you want to mute yourself out, that'd be cool. Just press *6 and you should be able to mute yourself out. And then come back in when you wanted to chime in. But so his story is basically moved into, all right, now the hospitals have reports that they're actually having an effect, and that the healing rates are faster, the healing rates are more successful long term, like let's say cancer patients, et cetera, leukemia, whatever. But there's a higher healing rate because all these people are hands-on praying with them, praying for them, and this guy starts generating this new, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's a business, but he was basically hiring people to go to these places and pray hands-on to help them. And since they could prove that they were having an effect, the next scene was where the president is giving them a contract of $10 million a month to have them pray for the cabinet, the House, Congress, the president's men, yada yada, and pray for them because they're having a profound effect. So these people are generating an income just by praying. And just one thing leads to another. It gets really sci-fi all of a sudden, and it got a little X-Files, and it was just, my jaws dropped, like just that concept alone, starting off. That is a great idea. And that's just one of his stories. It's just one. He's got dozens of them.
So,
insane. Isn't that a great idea?
And that's based, and that's that is actually the concept, that whole concept of karma and positive thought, and likewise negative thought. It all has an effect, and if it's amplified, the effect is even greater. And the scenarios out of that are just awesome. I can see that.
That's genius. But some government scum's gonna put their thumb down, or some naysayer's gonna disprove something, or find, another study that with placebos that'll take years for them to get any grants to even start that, But I bet you, I kind of believe in that, I don't want to say laying of the hand where they're pulling out livers out of people without making decisions, those voodoo wannabe witch doctors types, but, to actually have a group of, sending an energy to a specific person. We all have different energies, but, people that are maybe a little bit more in tune, a little healthier.
Well, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the talk show host on late night, what's his name? Coast to Coast, what's his name? Normie, he's from St. Louis here, but he did an experiment. At one time he was broadcasting from New Zealand, and, he did on AM radio, he did an experiment that randomly shows a person in critical condition in a LA hospital, and the only information that was given out about the child was their gender, their first name, and their age, and the location on the West Coast. It wasn't even a hospital's name or town was not given, and the audience was directed to pray for like a 3-minute time period, and everyone was on the same page, praying, sending out good vibes and thoughts towards this person, this child on the West Coast of America with this critical condition. I don't recall the child's name, but anyway, the gist of the story: this child made a complete 180 recovery from their illness, and they it's like that's impossible.
So, your issue you mentioned earlier, you had mentioned that you had gotten in an accident with your truck on a hill. That was you, correct?
What's that?
Was that you who had mentioned you had been in an ice accident with your truck on a hill by your driveway? Was that you?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I forgot which gentleman mentioned that earlier, but I actually had a question if he was still on the line, too. How many hours would you say you've got invested in this phone conversation? Last couple days? In a week, did you say?
I called in probably 2 weeks ago and listened for about 4 hours. And the population of the conference call went from 50 to 500. A couple times it went up to 800. It was pretty chaotic, pretty intense. Couldn't get a real sense of any direction out of the conversation, particularly when there were more than 100 people in the room. No one seemed to be yielding to a person holding the conversation stick.
Yeah, that's when I figured out how to do Q&A.
Yeah, exactly. And so I kind of, after the 4 hours, I kind of was overwhelmed a little bit by the amount of chaos that was going on over the same issue, and it kind of really bummed me out because it was just kind of like I equated it to more of the same. It was nobody wants to yield. Everybody wants the right of way, and everybody wants to. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, I guess maybe. So I just kind of didn't call back in the next day, or about a week later I called back in, and there was about maybe 50 people on the conference line, and I got some pretty good information, but it still was unclear, and things were still kind of going off subject. And then again tonight was the last time I called. It's my third time calling in, and this was really the first time I really had spoke up and said anything, and I really didn't want to. I didn't want to really. My focus of what I was saying first was, I didn't want to focus that comment towards the people that were talking, but it was the issue of splitting, or dividing the conversation and small bickering amongst each other, and that needs to our efforts need to be more focused, and the message needs to be more clear. And this is a great platform, and the Q&A thing is probably the best way to go, because then you have a control mechanism to keep order and to get the point across. So altogether, I think I've got 4 hours or 3.5, 4 hours in tonight. So altogether, I've got probably 10 hours on conference calls with you guys. And tonight was the most productive. I mean, as far as getting an avenue where to get the correct information, who was actually running the board, actual names, good places to find out information, good information where I can donate and use my assets to buy supplies for the movement, and how to do it. Where to steer, what Facebook pages to steer away from. These are all useful things that everyone needs to know. If they want to participate in the Bundy, I don't want to call it a movement, or because it's not really a movement. It's a war. This whole issue is a war, and it's a war that's almost came to blows the other day, and it would have been really sad for our nation if that would have happened, because it wouldn't have stopped there, I'm afraid. So the cloud and the fog to be cleared up, and we need signposts of true people that have solid information and direction, and in the militia to be set for, as they've always been in the military tradition, with a chain of command, and let the experienced militiamen handle what they handle the best, and be sure that people that aren't interfering with their activities by just misinformation can really throw a monkey wrench into things. Unintentionally.
Mr. Mark?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Mark, this is Barbie again. I'm still here.
Hi, Barbie.
I was
Okay.
being quiet. I'm going to take that as Barbie, you're doing a good job, and I'm going to say thank you to you.
Oh, yeah, you're doing an awesome job.
I like when I can hear things like that. I'm glad that you got all the information you were looking for. And if there's anything else that I can get for you, you just holler at me and let me know.
I will, and that's what I'm glad, because I'm glad I spoke up tonight and brought that up, because I got solid information now. If I have a question, I know exactly who to go to find out the information. If you don't have the information, I know you'll be able to find the information out for me, and I'll be able to trust it.
Yes, sir, because I will double verify
and that, to me, if I can trust information, I have more vested in the movement, and more willing to participate, because I don't feel like I'm being lied to or taken for. My efforts are going towards something, and I think I think other people will feel that same way also. That may be well, if I do this, am I just being played, or am I being scammed or something? I think when you have a solid basic communication and a trustworthy mechanism to contribute, people are more apt to contribute.
I think so too. I mean, we do good around here with a lot of our information, and I always constantly tell people, if you see something that's false, post on there. This is false information. Don't feed into the feedback you're going to get, because you're going to get nasty remarks. Just, this is false information, please. I've had really good luck so far with people being able to do that. But I do want to interrupt you for a moment. Brian?
Yes.
There is somebody that is on the line right now that I have been dying for you to meet. And I would like to introduce her to you, because I don't think you've actually talked to her, but she has listened to the audio tapes. Can you say hello for a second?
Sure.
Michelle, say hi to Brian.
Hi, Brian.
How are you, Michelle? You've put in quite a bit of time listening to these calls as well, eh?
Michelle, you gotta hit *6 and unmute yourself, honey.
Holy cow, that was hard. Hey, this is Michelle from Oregon, y'all. How's my honey tonight?
What's up? There she is. Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you. New, what's your name?
That was Mr. Mark.
Mark?
Well, yeah, I'm Brian, and Mark's actually muted out.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you, Mark.
Mark's actually muted out. This is Brian speaking.
Nice to meet you also. Nice to meet you also.
Thank you. Okay, are y'all ready to hear about my day? I had fun driving around town today. It was awesome. I love handcuffs. I love cars.
Say that again?
Yeah.
You were driving around and what happened?
What was that announcement? You guys?
Don't hit star 6 in between, Michelle. You gotta just keep talking.
Yeah, I was hearing that announcement. Anyway, excuse me, I was choking on tomato. Anyway, see, where shall I start, kids?
You were driving around and what happened?
Well, I said, having fun, you know. Pissing off cops and shit all day. But anyway,
You gotta talk louder, honey.
new phone. Like I said. Anyway, I went to the BLM office and made sure that we didn't, we have to verify everything. So I had to make sure that we don't have any corrupt BLM officers here. And I knew we didn't. I just had to have verification. Wonderful people down there. Barbie, before I forget, a guy named Clint, he's with a USDI, since I'm helping him with the case that I know I had a boyfriend for a minute last year, and we think pretty sure he killed some BLM horses up here. But anyway, so I'm helping to hang him up by his nutsack. But
All right.
that's why I met the USDI guy. Well, it just turns out that guess what? He used to be a hacker for the government, so he can help me. My phone is just about to start stage where it can start working again, Barbie, but I might have to eventually, keep looking for another phone for me, because mine are so stinking obsolete, I can't get the hacker security on my old phone, so just, but no hurry. Anyway, I did piss off all the cops all day long. They love me so much. My US guy is going to, excuse me.
Put the phone closer to your mouth.
Pardon me?
Put the phone closer to your mouth.
Are you on speakerphone, miss?
Yeah, should I turn it off?
Yeah. I'm hearing everything but you.
Okay. I haven't used my phone very much. All right, is that better?
Well, yeah, it's a lot better. You can actually back up a little bit. You just redlined a little bit.
Okay, just how's that?
Perfect.
Better? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, anyway. Okay, cool. The cops had asked me, I don't know, a few days ago, if I wouldn't be on my speaker down by the courthouse. Well, they've been following me everywhere today. There's something going on in this town. I don't know what. There's a million freaking cops here. I haven't seen this many cops in this town for a long time. And then they had that little crew following me around. I don't know. They're pretty pissed off at me. But anyway, I thought, well, since they're still harassing me, this was before the handcuffing incident, that I'm just going to go up by the courthouse and, make a lot of noise. And boy, did I. Because, hey, you're not my daddy. You can't tell me where I can have this big old speaker right here. So I just announced to how corrupt our cops were here. I said a few inspiring things to the courthouse. There was people in every freaking window watching me. And then it got even better because when I got done, this car pulled up behind me with a couple in it who introduced myself, and she's up on the Simpson oil, and she gave me a little bit of medicine for tonight. It was awesome. And what else, Barbie? This guy might be investigating you a little bit because he wanted to verify that you weren't a troll because I have direct communication with you and Brian. So don't be surprised if you hear that he's checking you out. He's cool. He's helping me a lot. Just wants to make me safe.
Okay.
And all these cops out here, as far as they know I've lost my CC. They know I'm packing, but I'm really not because I just tell them that I just have pepper spray with me. I don't have a gun in my truck. Anyways, let's see what else happened. Oh, and then I got done, cruising around here and there, and I have my flashers on when I go through town, and I've been honking a lot, because that's legal, freedom of speech and shit. But they pulled me over because I was honking my horn. I'm like, really? Are you fucking serious? So I'm calling these names, and this was a few nights ago, you guys. You have to picture me visually. 3 cops screaming at him, "Don't lie to me, you motherfuckers," and so on and so forth. I mean, it got pretty bad. I was like, proud of myself. I always want to do that to cops, but anyway, they're pretty riled up about me.
Michelle.
And that's about the news, you guys.
Michelle.
Yes.
Brian doesn't know what you did to your truck. Tell him what you did to your truck.
Hasn't he seen the pictures?
No, I haven't even seen them yet.
They're on there somewhere. I can't remember who's got them right now. There's pictures of my pickup. Who has them? I'll think of it here in a minute. And there's also, I did get radio coverage, I guess, because some folks were out here from Portland the other day, and they had their phone, and he was videotaping me, so he got it on to Lars Larson here in Portland, Oregon, I guess. And I haven't listened to it because I just got home. Well, I didn't just get home, but anyway. And that's on the internet too, but I wrote the name of it down on my hand, but I washed my hand, so that kind of sucks. Y'all laughing at my ass, aren't you? Who's in here with us?
That's only because
son of a K is something in the radio. I can't tell if it's an 8 or not. Anyway, I'll find out. Oh, and I need y'all to check a name for me because I've got a troll that is wanting me to friend it, and its name is Sherry Scott Hall. Do any of you guys know that name on Facebook?
Sure.
I'll check it out for you.
Yeah, please do. Because I had it had messaged me or whatever, and I think it might have been the one I said "fuck you" to. I'm not really sure. I'm kind of short on patience with people right now.
Yeah, that most looks like that's Sheriff Scott Hall. Yeah, he's a deputy sheriff.
Yeah. You should see these cops when they're, I'm like, really? You're going to fucking arrest me? And, I know what to say when you get stopped. It's like, he's going to lock me up for not showing him my ID. And I said, I don't have to show you my ID. And blah, blah, blah. He's telling me all these laws. And I'm telling him, well, I know my laws, you son of a bitch. I've got actually, realistically, I've got a 7th grade education, and I'm smarter than this goddamn cop. And you guys, this quite entertained me. I have a bet going with my USDI guy going. He thinks, because I've gotten 2 different calls now on my phone that came up all zeros. Well, he's thinking what was it? Anyway, something like that we bet on. I bet him $5. He wouldn't go to 10 because he knows I'm on SSI. But some bet. We put a bet on something. I'm going to win. He's the pro, the college educated guy. he's really good people. And he'll be on my, he'll be friends of mine here pretty soon, Barbie.
Okay. Well, Michelle, we got to let Brian get to bed.
Okay, yeah, I got to get off here anyway. I'm going to listen in for a while, but I got some shit to do, and I'm going to sit down and relax. So, Brian, go get some sleep. Are you caught up on your sleep?
Negative, but it's okay. Weekend's coming up.
I got 20
night,
hours.
Michelle.
Good night, you guys.
What was the name
I'll
of
be
that
here.
What was the name of that woman that you said is the troll? Sherry what?
Sherry Scott Hall. It was like let me get a piece of paper. Yeah, Sherry Scott. It's got a space in it, and Hall. Sherry spelled with a Y. Scott is SCOTT Hall. That one, it gave me the creeps when her little icon showed up there, and I don't know, my hackles kind of came out. But it's so funny here. I got to share this with you guys because my sons, everything is all good with my sons again. By the way, Barbie, both of them, because one had disowned me, and that's all resolved now. But they were so worried about me, packing a gun and shit. And I said, well, honey, I'm just going to go home and go the back roads and relax a little bit. And don't you drink a beer on the way home, Mom. I said, you're not my mommy, son.
Okay, anyway. I'm out of here.
I got to go. I'm muting out. Brian, get some rest. Like I say, Barbie, I'll be here for a few minutes. So.
Okay.
Okay, honey. Love you all.
Love you.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Hi, Barbie.
Okay, Brian. Good night. Hi. Who said hi to me?
Just me.
There's no just me. I know that certain just me. Tell everybody else who you are.
Chicago Trucker. What's up?
Welcome back, Chicago Trucker. Did you have a good day today?
Well, I slept through all of it. But, back at work.
Well, that's good. You got some sleep.
Yeah, I got a few hours of sleep. I'm tired. I can't wait to get back this morning. My pillow's calling my name.
Yeah,
I lose everybody.
My name too.
Hey guys, this is Chuck, just calling in to say good night. I just got our video posted. I got to take my doggy for a walk, and I am fried.
Night, Chuck. Thank you.
Good night, darling, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.
Have a good night, Chuck.
Thank you, my friend. I'll talk to you later, guys.
Hi, Joe.
What video?
When Boots on the Ground called in earlier, he did a voice video with it, and he posted it to the community conference page.
Oh, he posted it where?
To the community conference call page.
Oh, okay. I didn't know there was one of those. How do I get on that?
It's on Facebook.
Barbie?
Yes.
I think that he could be an anonymous member with his voice.
Yes.
Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's just community conference call. It has the same icon as Brian's profile.
Community conference call?
Calls, yes.
Oh, the community conference call or hall?
CALLS. C is in cat, A is in alpha, L is in lion, L is in lion, and S as in scorpion. And no, I do not know the proper protocol for them, but I like to have fun making up my own.
You're fine.
But Boots on the Ground called in and he recorded that. He recorded something else, and I don't remember what it was. But I know it's posted on the page. And if it's not on that page, just check on my page because he posts on both places. Did you find it?
Yeah.
I think if you look on my page, I just posted it out on somebody else's. If you give me a minute, I'll go upstairs and post it on yours.
Okay.
I had to take the doggy's potty. So I'm coming to you live from my backyard.
Awesome.
It would be if the moon wasn't hiding over there behind the trees.
Oh, I think I found it. Patriot News Network.
It has the phone number right along the top.
Yes, gotcha.
Hey, Barbie.
I just liked it.
Yes, sir.
I just want to give kudos to you because you do give out good information on a daily basis. And anybody that needs information, if they ask, you get it for them. And every day I've been listening, you help everybody out. So here's a pat on the back, girl.
Thank you. Hey, get that hand up there.
All right. I got to keep both hands on the wheel.
Oh,
Barbie, you're being naughty tonight.
You just gotta go blank, blank, splash, splash. So fall back in the seat. I can't hit the dash.
well, actually, I am going to have to lay down tonight, guys, because I have to go to the hospital tomorrow and have a test done at 10:15.
We will have you in our thoughts and prayers at 10:15.
Yeah, it's nothing big. It's just a sonogram.
Oh, you're going to leave us alone with Michelle?
Not sleep by then.
Whatever, Barbie. You're addicted to this. You're addicted to this phone line, honey. You know you are. There's a lot of love in this room. Did you get that? They gave me a $160 ticket. You guys.
For what?
That's Barbie. Well, I was honking my horn. Just to get attention to people, and they're pissed off at me. They don't like me.
What town was this in?
I live in Prineville, Oregon. Oregon. We say it gun. It's not Oregon, people. It is actually pronounced Oregon. I told my U.S. friend there that I said I'm not going to pay it. I said I can't afford it. I've spent that much in extra money this month just getting my message out. So screw them. They're just doing it to be pricks because they're mad at me.
Well, the truth hurts sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, they're really pissed off at me. Well, they know I'm going to sue them because I told them so to their faces. I'm going to sue the sheriffs and our city cops and the city of Prineville. Probably Barbie, I met this guy that he's been through all kinds of legal stuff with corrupted officials, so they're going to help me because I have no idea to go about starting lawsuits and shit. So he's going to help. Him and his wife are going to help me with that. I got this state behind me. I made so much progress today. Town's pretty much locked and loaded. So, I got flyers out all over. You guys would be so proud of me. I wish you could be out here. God damn it. And then I was fixing to come home because I was getting really tired, and I went out to my naked lady. She's my truck driver friend. And went up to fill her in on what's going on. And she had just talked to Clint, this guy. And I guess he was still here in town, so it worked out perfect. So I just had to jet back to town real quick. But he's going to be a lot of help. He's going to teach me a lot about hacking and stuff, so pretty cool. I've always wanted to learn about that anyway. But if anybody had said anything about, remember that one night, Barbie, I said something about maybe we should give a holler out to Anonymous. Maybe I need some help out here in Oregon. So I don't know if they ever got that message, if anybody ever posted it or not. They could have stepped in and helped too. I don't know. Who knows?
The thing about Anonymous, they're not a group.
Right.
Okay.
I was just thinking, to post on their page that Oregon needed a little help or something, because I was being hacked so bad. They backed way off because they let me onto the computer. I guess I'm out of the corner again. And they let me out of my room.
Well, you better be good or they'll put you back in your corner.
Oh, geez. I've even texted back to that, whoever's hacking my phone. I've, get a text and say, fuck you. And I'm just, whatever. Hack away, sons of bitches. I got a 7th grade education. I've managed to stay one tiny step ahead of the hackers, So I'm not doing too bad, I guess.
Well, what am I going to do with you, young lady?
I don't know. Who's in here with us?
Everybody wants
I got a few ideas.
Oh, I got some rocking ideas, you guys. I know how, it's like I said, man, I know how to shut this government down in one freaking day. It's simple. It's real simple.
Hey,
I know how to shut, go ahead.
If you don't hush for a second, nobody can say hi to you.
I'm so excited. I had such a good day. I'm sorry. I'm really happy. And I'm losing my voice.
Me too.
All right. I'll shut up.
Okay, everybody, say hi to Michelle one at a time.
No.
Hi, Michelle. Mark
You
from
know, I'm
Missouri.
trying to be quiet. You only make me laugh.
And November
Where
20th,
is...
step out, he'll be right.
Okay, that was my next question. So everything's cool at the ranch? Anything new that I don't know about since I've been off here so long?
Everything's cool, everything's calm. They had a dust storm. Well, not last night, but the night before. Blew some tents away.
Oh, really? Wow.
Some problems with the hand and gun. But otherwise, everything's good.
So what are boots on the ground and militia and everything? Are they just kind of taking turns, you know, little groups partying here and there just to relax? Is that how they're working out? Because I know people party and want to drink beer and shit.
No, we're working hard right now. They got to get everything back to the way it was before
Right.
destroyed.
Right. And I made dang sure today that I got, let's see, I got flyers. I left flyers or a flyer at the feed store here, and they're gonna make copies and just to stack on the counter and stuff. And I hit a lot of stores today. We got flyers out all over town.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah.
Since Mark's new, why don't you tell him what you did in front of Pickle's Produce?
Which time?
The first time when they came out and gave you that present.
Oh God, honey, I can't even remember. You'll have to fill them in. I've talked and seen so many people the last few days. I can't remember nothing.
Our dearest Michelle went out in front of her local grocery store and stood there recruiting Patriot. And the people inside the store came out and gave her a bullhorn.
Well, I wasn't actually recruiting too many down there because I go to Pickles all the time to get my food is my medicine for my cancer. And he's like, I got a bullhorn. I said, what the hell are you doing with a bullhorn? He says, I used to protest. I said, what were you protesting? And Joe says, any fucking thing I wanted. Oh my gosh, Barbie, they're so happy because I've told them about the recognition that they've gotten already and our conference line and everything, and they're amped about it, man. It's so cool because they're a new business in our town. And this town here, I mean, there ain't no jobs. There is nothing here.
Well, Michelle, I will take up any excuse I can to say the words Pickles Produce.
Yeah, they're amazing. You guys would just love them. I think Joe will probably be calling in on the conference call here one of these days. I just told everybody, just introduce yourself, as Oregon. Don't mention my name for a few more days until I got this hacking issue resolved because even my foster dad, when he jumped on Facebook, he had not been on Facebook for 3 years. And as soon as he went there and was checking out Bundy Ranch stuff, he caught a virus immediately when he went into Facebook. And I said, Dad, it's me, because usually after 1 or 2 phone calls, whoever's phone I'm using will start getting hacked. And I don't know who's doing it. And see, this USDI guy, that's what we put the money bet on. He thinks it's somebody hacking me that's trying to steal my identity, which, go for it. Yeah, I ain't got nothing. But I bet him $5 that it's the Fed. I know I'm right. I'm going to win that $5. And he's a professional hacker for the government, but I think he's dead wrong. Don't you, Barbie?
I have no idea anymore.
Oh, come on. This isn't just somebody looking to steal my identity for shit's sake. It's my computer, my phones. I mean, they even affected my router wouldn't even come on when I had to plug in.
Yes, but I had a horrible day today.
What's wrong, honey? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'll talk about it later when we're off the call, okay?
Okay. All right, cool. As long as you're okay.
I'll text you while I'm sitting in the doctor's office.
Mm. Yeah,
so
it's
y'all,
pretty stressful out.
I gotta get the kitties ready get them up and get them going. So y'all have a good night, good morning, and I'll talk at y'all later. I'll be on later today.
All right, nice to meet you, Mark.
Come back whenever
nice
you
to meet
like.
y'all too. What's that?
You're welcome to come back whenever you like. We'll be here. Somebody will be here.
Thanks, Barbie. It's nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one, man. Stay safe.
This is Florida One. Can you hear me?
Yes, Florida One. I unmuted you.
I know. He keeps muting me.
That's because there's some kind of static in the background. It sounds like you have the TV on and it's feeding back in.
But I don't have no TV.
Well, when you say a sentence, I guess I shouldn't do it while I'm talking. But when you hit the mute button, and then when you go to talk again, just hit it yourself again.
Yeah, I'll mute it.
Yeah, there's something in the background that I can hear.
Wow, what is that?
Huh.
Somebody's got their TV on or radio on. And they're not muted.
Is that what that is?
He muted himself. It takes him a minute. You just gotta have a little bit of patience.
Ah, there it is. Yeah. See, it wasn't me this time.
I'm fresh out of patience, man.
Well, get some, man.
What's the matter, Florida?
Oh, that wasn't Florida, Michelle.
Oh, I thought that was Florida. I'm sorry. Who was that?
Chicago
the only one
checker.
running out of.
This is
okay.
Florida. Is it better?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I don't know what I did.
It worked.
Sometimes if your cell phone is sitting too close to your speaker, it can give that kind of feedback. Or any that are like in line with each other.
What, like speaker or your computer speakers, Barbie? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They give that kind of feedback.
No, that nurse is coming down.
No. You're doing something.
Barbie, can mute me real quick. Maybe it's this. I have no idea. I've never talked on this phone on here, so.
Oh, I already left the control panel. I don't need the control panel for you guys.
Okay.
Usually, if I tell you to mute, you mute yourself out. Everybody's good around here. Okay, now don't y'all mute yourself to not have anybody to talk to.
It wasn't me because I was already muted.
Well, it got quiet when I muted. Did it make any difference, Barbie? Could you tell? Was it my phone?
It might have been.
Well, now I'm unmuted and it's not making noise. Well, you said it takes a minute or so, though, huh?
Well, Florida One's back on too. He's not muted. Are you Florida One?
Yeah, I'm muted every time I say something, and after I get done saying something, I'm muted.
Okay, that's what I do anyway too. Are you okay, Florida One?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, you want to shoot me a phone call real quick?
Yeah.
You got my number?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. Okay, Michelle, you want to entertain the monkeys?
Oh, yeah. How long do I have to stay in the room? I'm not in the corner, right?
No, you're not in the corner.
Okay, cool.
You can flirt with Chicago Trucker. He likes being flirted with.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Chicago. Hey, baby.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Let's see, I'm sitting at home, chilling with my dog, having a beer, and, I really need to put that oxygen on my face, I guess. I'm treating cancer, and I haven't been, I've kind of been not treating it as much as I need to. I haven't been doing that, like, food-grade hydrogen peroxide, so I thought, well, you know what, my neighbor has oxygen, so I borrowed his oxygen bottle. I thought, this might make me feel better.
It'll help with the brain function.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Since I haven't been really sticking to my cancer protocol, I'm still treating it because I just mute out and make juice when I'm on the conference call. If there's I don't know, I've been on there in the wee hours of the morning. Oh my God, you guys, I don't know if any of y'all ever go back and listen to the conference calls. There was one night, I don't know who I was waiting for, I can't remember, but I was in the room all by myself, and then I had a freaking fit, and I'm cussing and just throwing a fit. I mean, a very loud fit, and then it dawned on me, oh fuck. All these people are going to hear my little fit. Okay, I'm not going to wait for whoever it was to come back. I got to get some sleep. I was just cracking out. Oh my God, what an idiot. Oh well, everybody knows Michelle's got a temper, I guess. But I'm going to have fun starting these lawsuits with these cops. I've told them all right to their faces, you're a prick. I've said everything I've ever wanted to say to cops. And then I pretended like I liked them at the end. I shook their hands and shit. And keep in my mouth.
Jeez.
I hate cops, man. I really do. And they're, I don't know, they're pretty goddamn corrupt around here. But they don't dare do anything to me. Everybody's worried about me messing with the cops. They're afraid of me, man. I got these cops on the run. They're just prick.
It's funny about small towns. Like, I lived in a small town in Alabama for a little while.
How small? Real small.
South Alabama.
This town's like 10,000, I guess.
It's probably pretty much comparable, but the amount of police presence in that one town is just out of control. And you're like, there's no reason to have that many police officers in one town, but they do.
It's like that here too. I've heard that they send all the idiot cops and shit out in these small towns like this. I don't know. But our town is, man, I got to find out what's going on. Because one of my sons told me that it was even all over Facebook. There's so many cops around here today. So I don't know if it's a drug bust happening. It ain't no drug bust though, kind of thing. It can't be because when I left one end of town where I was on the speaker, there was a cop in the parking lot across the street that had somebody, and then I went back through the west end of town, and there was 2 cops on both sides of the road. So there's 4 cars that I could see, cop cars that had people pull over. So it can't be just a drug bust because they're messing with everybody in town and they're and quite a few of them are apparently following me around. Dirty sons of bitches. And every time I see a cop, I get out there on that speaker and start telling people how corrupt our cops are, and I'm going to sue them, and because I've called 911. I don't know if you were in here and heard all that when I was filling in about my 911 calls. Did you hear any of that? Were you here?
No, I didn't.
Well, I've had to call 911 3 different times, and I have gotten, well, one guy was in Pal Butte. It's just this little, not even a town, it's just like a store and a school. And, cause here I was getting hacked so bad, you know, I was afraid, cause, you know, I'm a walking target with all the shit I'm doing and what's on my truck. And anyway, this guy didn't want to come from Pal Butte in Prineville, which is, it's a 10-minute drive. He goes, you expect me to drive all the way into Prineville to wake up your son? I said, you know what? I said, just fucking never mind, and I hung up on him. I've hung up on a couple of cops here lately. And there's 2 other times that I wanted to help downtown because I thought that we were safe again, and I had told my son, you know, that just lay low for, you know, whatever, however many hours, and 24 hours, and then we'll be cool. Well, then things changed, and the hacking was amped, so I had to get through to my boys that, you know, you need to lay low, real low, because I'm still getting hacked, so we're not safe yet. And anyway, it was a 911 call. I was afraid for my life, and my boys, and these cops. I mean, I'll tell you what, they brought that. Once they sent an EMT unit to this little store I was at. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? You guys send an ambulance down there? I don't need a fucking ambulance. I said I didn't use somebody's fucking phone. They wouldn't let me use a phone. They said, oh my God, they arguing with me, and they knew I was in fear of my life and my kids, and they drug out for like a freaking hour at least. I'm like, really? Are you serious? I mean, I finally just said, fuck you guys, man. I'll go wake them up myself. I need fucking help. They wouldn't escort me home because I had found out in the meantime my son wasn't home. He was actually on his way out to my house, which is 8 miles out of town. And I'm a tired son of a bitch, man. I've been putting in some hours on this, you know, and with my cancer and everything. So anyway, because of the cops being pricks, I was up for over 36 hours. They know I'm sick. They know everything that, you know, about me. And I'm fucking pissed. I'm going to tear this town up, man. They fucked with the wrong woman, you know. Big old can of whoop ass. They're probably just sitting back thinking, oh, she's got cancer. She's not going to do anything. But I think they're pretty fucking nervous, you know. And they should be.
Shake up the small town.
You betcha. Small town, I got a big mouth. They say, I guess there's another estimated, like, 10,000 people, you know, in the surrounding area here. But the town itself is like 10,000. I like small town. Oscar, oh, excuse me. Oh. After today, I've got the ranchers right across from me. They spread enough word, you know, to the ranchers that I'll have backup out here, so they'll be watching me, you know, make sure I'm safe. But I'm not afraid of my life or nothing. It's just why I was being hacked so bad, you know.
Is your Wi-Fi protected with password?
Mm-mm.
Huh?
Say that again. I think I misunderstood you.
Is your Wi-Fi in your home protected with a password?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. But they have, I mean, I wish you guys could see what's on my computer screen, the crazy stuff that's been happening, you know, since this all started. I got to the point where I couldn't even load, well, it'd take me about 10 times to even, you know, get my password to load Windows. It'd take me, 10 times or so. Sometimes I have to try. And the other day, I can't remember, I think it was about 3 days ago, I was looking for, about 4, because I was looking for a Trojan cleaner, or had been before they really screwed my computer up so bad I couldn't even get on, in, or nothing. Anyways, I was looking for, who was that? I can't remember if it was Louisiana, or anyway, it's somebody we were talking about it, and he was walking me through, you know, to get the Trojan cleaners and shit, because I didn't know nothing about it. And okay, now bear in mind, Windows had not even finished loading. I was not on the internet, didn't even have a browser up, but the page that CNET, where I was going to go get the Trojan cleaner, was that the CNET's page was up on my screen, and I hadn't not had it open the last time I, you know, had booted my system or anything, but I had started to download the Trojan cleaner, and whoever's hacking me wouldn't let me download it. It pissed me off. Like, wow, these guys are pretty smart. They got some powerful knowledge when it comes to this hacking shit. I want to learn it. Did anybody have a chance? Probably not. Nobody had a chance to look up that Sherry Scott Hall.
No. One more question. Since that heartbleed virus came out, have you changed your passwords?
It won't let me. I can't change my passwords anywhere. The hackers got me blocked to that too, because the first thing I was going to do was change my Facebook password and then go change all my other passwords, but it won't let me. I couldn't even change it by phone. I think I tried, and yeah, they're hacking me bad. I've never seen this shit before.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have that Department of the Interior guy come out here so I can show him all this weird shit and explain it to him, you know? I mean, hell, he's a college educated and a paid government hacker. You ought to be able to give me some information on this half of the shit. Let's see, I can look her up. Let's see if I bring up her page or anything. Shuri with a Y, isn't that what I said? There she is, right there. Got a freaky looking picture on her, has her icon too. I think it's crazy looking. Type her name in there, up there to search for her. See what you think about that picture. It's just a crazy little looking thing. Or are you by a computer?
I'm driving.
Oh, that's right. You were driving. I forgot. Oh, it's one of them little rat dogs with long hair, with a real smashed in face but long hair. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh.
It's kind of scary looking in the picture. And I love dogs. See, I just don't know who this is. And I'm not seeing a lot of... See, I don't see any Bundy Ranch shit on her page. Let me see. No, she might... Well, I don't know. That's kind of she's friends with the veteran site. Michelle. Friends with Recon. Oh, she is? Okay, she's friends with Recon America. Okay.
Somebody's calling you, Michelle.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, this is
remember?
Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte, hi. Is my voice getting hoarse? What do you think?
Hi. That woman that you're talking about, that Sherry, she was one of the first. She was one of the first originals that was on this conference call with all of us.
Oh, okay, okay.
She runs a rescue for Pekingese dogs.
Oh, that's what that dog is. Okay, good. I wasn't sure who she was. I don't see any Bundy Ranch stuff on her page, Charlotte.
There's not?
I don't see any. There's patriotic stuff, but I don't see any posts from the Bundy Ranch. What the hell?
I haven't really looked on her profile.
Pardon me?
I said I haven't really actually looked on her profile.
I'm looking on her page now, and I don't see anything Bundy Ranch. What? Interesting. I guess she didn't have hardly any posts. She must be really busy, or
I don't know. She was on.
I don't either.
She was on every day for a while, and then she hasn't been on for a while, so I don't know.
Oh, I can't look at her friends because I haven't accepted her friend request. So it's cool to go ahead and accept her request, or she's unverified and everything. Okay.
She's on mine, and I think she's on Dixie's.
Okay, all right. If she's the real deal, as long as I got verification from you guys, I'm good with it. I think I just sent her a message and said that I had to verify it first. I think I wasn't nasty or nothing. How about this one, Charlotte? Let's see. It's Debbie with an I. The last name is B as in boy, USKIRK.
Oh, no, that
you recognize that name? Okay, that may be. Well, I've recruited quite a few people out here too, so I just told them all to leave a message or something that you're met me here in Prineville or whatever, because I told them all that I'm being real careful about who I friend on here. Okay, I'll go ahead and confirm hers.
I know, I don't friend everybody.
I check them out first, man. If they don't have friends of Bundy Ranchers, any of the Bundy Ranch stuff, I just don't.
Somebody earlier said, how do you know that there's not undercover federal agents that has went out to the Bundy Ranch posing as a patriot, as a militia?
Mm-hmm. That's what that guy told me today.
There were some people knocking that idea down, but let me tell you something. If the FBI can get inside the mafia of all and not be recognized as a federal agent and bust a mafia family wide open, what do you think you do at the Bundy Ranch? Come on now.
Yeah, no shit. How you been in the last few days, honey? I haven't talked to you for a while. Charlotte.
Well, I went to the doctor, and I got some surgery coming up in June. I got to get this out of the way. Other than that, I've been okay.
Hang on, I got to plug my phone in here for a second. I can't understand words tonight. I'm so stinking tired.
Hi, everybody. I'm back.
Oh, hi, Barbie. I think we're due for a commercial break, honey. I just wasn't into it, man.
I don't want to do one either.
Okay. Well, just leave it. We don't need it. We're the only ones in here, aren't we? I don't know how many souls are in here.
I think there's 9 or 10 of us.
There's how many?
What?
Whose phone's making noise?
That Debbie person's last name was?
Oh, what do you mean spelling?
Huh?
Hang on a second. BUSKIRK.
No. I was looking to see if they was on my Facebook, but they're not.
Michelle?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that not Miss Debbie that you talked to on here from Michigan?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna go check her shit out.
I think it is, honey. Remember you told her to send you a friend request? She's a realty that lost her daughter.
Oh, is that who this is?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Cool. I liked her. Yeah, we'll get along real well, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, I do too. I just, oh my gosh, when I was hearing her story, I was like, oh, my heart, oh my god.
She won here.
So who else do we have on the line? Can everybody say hi so I know?
Well, this is a good night. I was on here all night listening to y'all. Didn't get a chance to talk, but I'll catch you all for all night. Michigan won.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
All right.
Have a good one. Stay safe, man.
Always do, ma'am.
This is Florida 1. I'm here.
Is November 28 on?
I don't know. He said he'd be right back.
What did you do? Fall asleep? God, my beer's not warm, not cold anymore. Holy shit, I can't even drink right.
He might have fell asleep because he worked all day. He didn't get off work till 7:30 tonight.
Was he pretty tired today?
Shoot, I've been sleeping.
Probably. Who isn't tired, man? We're all sleep deprived, I think. Shit.
Not me.
No. Well, gosh,
Yeah,
I got 20 hours of sleep. And you guys, I slept for 9 hours last night, this morning. No, 8 hours. 9. Well, shit, it was a long time anyway.
Shit, I don't get 9 hours in a week.
Oh, honey, I haven't had that much solid sleep since they put my power port in for my, knocked me out to put my power port in for my cancer crap. Ugh, so tired. I'll be melting tonight whenever I get to bed.
Well, why don't you go get to bed so that you can get some rest so I don't have to worry about you?
Oh, I'm not ready yet. I don't know. I have these little, I don't know, some kind of a spirit guide shit going on. I don't know. That's just telling me to chill, relax, watch TV, listen to the conference call, do this, do that. I call it a she, but she doesn't want me to go to bed yet, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, but are you going to be able to be awake when I'm at the doctor's?
Be awake when?
While I'm at the doctor's.
When are you going to the doctor?
Okay, let's see it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 5 hours.
I'll probably be asleep then.
Yeah,
What time is it? I guess I could look. I don't have my glasses on. Oh my god, I can't stop yawning.
I'll go check her out there to wake you up.
I might need somebody out here to wake me up. Oh, he's probably too young. I'm old. What time is it? Oh my god. Oh shit. It's almost 3 o'clock.
Does anybody have Polar Assault friended on Facebook? He's boots on the ground. He calls himself Polar Assault. He's boots on the ground out there.
I don't have him on my friend.
Well, anyway, apparently there's a PayPal set up for, it says to assist here at Bundy Ranch with some of our bills.
I wonder if that's his personal household bills,
I don't know. It says John_Hackett1@yahoo.com. If you use PayPal and wish to donate money to assist those of us here at the Bundy Ranch with some of our bills, you can use the email above. If you share the email and it becomes questioned on being legit, they can inbox me and I'll respond with GPS so they are able to verify my location. And he posted that 3 hours ago.
What the hell? I thought the donations were going directly to
that's something.
To Clive and Carol.
No, not all of them are.
Boy, did that sound like a scam.
Can you?
Yeah.
No, actually, this is Florida 1. Actually, there is a couple of boots on the ground that left their family and are in dire need that went up there. And there is a couple of boots on the ground that did set up accounts on their own, just a GoFundMe account to get their friends basically their friends on their pages or whatever, to donate a few dollars, to get them from point A to point B or whatever while they're there. But
so many people are probably really broke that had to come all the way from wherever, huh?
Well, a lot of them funded themselves, and then they brought their own food, and then they're paying for their own food. But, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's stuff that is donated there, food, and the Bundys cook breakfast and lunch. The only thing they have to worry about is dinner. And a lot of the people are bringing in stuff, cooking dinner, big amounts of dinner, and sharing it with everybody. But
that's cool.
But I do know that there is food and stuff needed there. Still.
Well, he's got another post in his Facebook, and it says, Bundy Family Care Packages, 3315 New Gold Butt Road, Bunkerville, Nevada, 89007.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, donations.
That's
then he's got a
house.
sock T-shirts, foot powder, baby wipes, toothbrushes, hard candy, food that won't go bad, granola bars, etc. Please, no homemade food. Blanket, quilt, whatever you can imagine you'd use while camping or deployed. Batteries, lights, MREs, first aid, sunscreen, magazines, reading books, powdered drink mixes, country time, instant coffee. Ranch date. We need 30 to 50 men to man post for guard duty. Now, this was 10 hours ago. We need 30 to 50
the one on my
men.
page, please?
Huh?
Can you share the other one over to my page, please?
Yeah, the PayPal one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 30 to 50 manpower thing is, I heard them talking about that. What they're trying to do is they're trying to build up more people there so that instead of them pulling like all night and all day and only getting 2 hours of sleep apiece, they're trying to do it in shifts where there's like 3 shifts, and that way there's still an army of people there, but some is resting while, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But their game plan is they need another 30 to 50 in order to be efficient in protecting the ranch if there was a standoff.
What, they need more boots right around the ground zero?
30 to 50 men to man post for guard duty and rotate shifts. We have a field kitchen and 3 meals a day if homeless vets want to help. We are occupying the ranch for 3+ months. The watch roster line number is, and he's got a phone number here. It says, anyone wishing to donate much needed food, water, or medical supplies, send them to Bundy Ranch, Highway I-70, mile marker 112, Bunkerville, da-da-da-da-da. Thank you, and it says guns and ammo, too.
Charlotte, do they need, like, beans and rice and stuff like that? Because I have a lot of that. I could send some down there to the house.
Listen, don't repeat the ammo part, because if you send ammo down there and somebody accidentally shoots somebody else, you can be held liable.
Yeah, you can't really send that stuff down there. I don't even know why you put that.
Oh, God, no. But I have dried beans and lots of rice, Barbie. I have lots of excess that I could send.
Oh, so when I hit the share button, Blaine Cooper come up as him being the original one who wrote this.
Can you post that to my page, too? Please?
Yeah, that came from Blaine Cooper is over top of the whole ordeal. Well, not over top the whole thing, but I think he's in charge of the Oak Keeper. I think they might have shared that from Blaine Cooper's, from the Oak Keeper's website, from Blaine Cooper.
Oh, dang it. Barbie, will you or one of you girls pass on a message? I have not remembered to thank everybody that posted to my daughter. And I haven't even seen all those posts yet. I haven't been on here long enough to go back and look. But would you just pass it along to everybody that, help make her feel better that I owe you? I mean, thank you. Just that shit was tearing me up. I hated seeing my daughter suffer like that because she thought I was insane. I guess y'all seen that post I put from my old Facebook friends, didn't you? I think I said fuck off at the end or something, or fuck you. I was pissed.
When I try to share it, when I try to share it to you, Barbie, it says no receipt. You must provide a recipient for your shared item.
What's that?
I'm posting it. I clicked on a friend's timeline, and then I put your name in there. Then when I hit share, that's what it says. You must provide a recipient for your shared item.
What on Facebook? Is there a post?
You may have to go on his page and see it.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that post is a couple of days old and they deactivated it.
It says 10 hours ago.
Well, it was
that guy with
ago. I'm sorry.
That guy with the Yahoo address looking for donations to PayPal. I'm not saying he's not legit by saying he's going to send you a GPS coordinates, but just be careful because you can go on Google Earth and get latitude and longitude coordinates and paste them in your email.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure there's some scumbags out there trying to profit also.
Oh yeah, shit. There's always going to be somebody trying to scam.
Well, if anybody has Blaine Cooper friended, that's where that original post came from.
That's where it came from. Okay.
Not the PayPal one, but the other one just read.
So I could just go to his page and look at it. Okay, I'll just do that, sure, and then you don't have to worry about sending it to me.
Yeah, I found it on Blaine Cooper's page.
Okay, I'll just send him a request.
Himself just 10 hours ago, so it's not old.
Is that BLANE or BLIN?
BLAIN.
AIN. Oops.
Well, now that I'm looking for somebody by the name of Carolina Johnson sent it to Blaine. So that must not be originally Blaine.
Oh, Blaine's a young guy. I pictured him as older by his voice. Unable to send friend requests? So what? Oh, he's reached the friend limit. So what does that mean? Does that mean he has to get rid of some friends, or?
No, you just follow him. Go to his page and hit follow.
Oh, okay. I'm on his page right now. Okay. What did they do? Did they limit the amount of friends you can have, and then you have to follow after that? Is that how that works?
They limit the amount you can add daily because they want to make sure you're human and not a bot and troll.
Shit,
Well,
well,
Facebook needs to back off of us people. They're messing with all of us. And
well, I don't even see it posted on this Carolina person, because apparently that's originally where it came from, and I don't even see it on hers. Not unless
what
it's
was that?
stream.
What was what's it say on it so I know what to look for, Char?
Huh?
That post on his page is still there, right?
Yeah, it's on Blaine's, and then it says that some woman named Caroline shared it to Blaine's Facebook.
I'm not finding it here. I'll have to take more time later. I gotta catch up on all my stuff. Shit, I haven't looked at anybody's pages or past posts. Oh, yeah. I'm friends with on here with an ex-boyfriend's son. He's a real cool kid. I kind of adopted him too, and he had seen one of my posts. I think it was when I was ranting and raving, telling all my old Facebook friends they could fuck off and blah blah blah. He wanted to know what was going on. I kind of filled him in a little bit, and I stopped by where his brother lives today and filled him in because we're all cop haters, gun-toting redneck cop haters, terrorists. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. It was actually. Those cops were just, they're doing everything they can to me, to harass me without going over that line, I'm not sure how to handle these cops, so I'm going to be finding out here right quick.
So is Brian going to cook or what?
Who are you talking to?
Whoever has the answer.
Oh, what'd you say? I didn't hear your question.
I asked if Brian was going to come back.
Brian tonight?
No, if he was going to start coming on a regular basis again.
Oh. Well, has he just been busy, or what's up with him? I've been off here so long, I haven't been up on everything.
I have no idea. I have no idea. It's starting to turn into a soapbox.
Yeah. This is funny. My best friend is Kathy Sampson. We've been friends for like 20 years. She liked that one post I put up that I'm so fucking pissed. Fuckberg, you licked it off my shoe. And then it goes blah, 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 and on. Oh, what did I say? Oh, yeah, so fuck off. I don't let anybody hurt my children. Oh, that's my cat, yeah. Because I was mad because all those friends, I said, it could have just taken any one of them could have asked me what was going on, and Kristen would have been reassured, and, shit, oh dear. They're not my friends if they can't even, they don't have the brain or mental capacity or whatever to figure out that there's something going on with Michelle, but we're not going to ask her about it. We're just friends. Fuck off, friends of mine. Friends of mine would have had my back.
What I'm reading right now is a lie.
Boy, that hacking has slowed down so much, Charlotte. They allowed me back in today. And it was so funny because last night, I think I was telling Barbie earlier, I can't remember if it was on here or a phone or whatever, but I was pretending to text Barbie on a phone that wasn't even, it's the phone that I was going to switch over to, but because the hackers didn't, I don't know, they did something and my phone didn't activate. Okay, so this is not an active phone. But check this out. Last night, in trying to stay one hat. If anybody else wants to talk, step in. Tell me to shut the fuck up or mute me or something, whatever. Anyways, this phone was not even active, Charlotte. And they were seeing the text that I was pretend texting to Barbie. Because I got to thinking, well, okay, now what would happen if I responded to a text, like we were just talking about gardens and shit like that? Because I know they, obviously they can access this phone that isn't activated. So I was like, yeah, I know, huh? I was answering Barbie and, something about strawberries and this and that. And I thought, I'll try that and I'll see what happens in the morning. And by God, this morning I got on my computer. Boom, didn't have any problems. Got right into Facebook. So they saw those. Isn't that crazy? They see text on a phone that's not active. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but if you can get text messages on it, it's still active.
Well, right, but I was getting shit on the other phone that was active when they had it hacked so bad that I couldn't even make a call, but texts were still coming in because whoever's hacking me, it would be, I would get the same text when Barbie had texted me a few days ago, because I think she texted me when said she was worried about me and blah, blah, blah. And there was, she was worried about me and are you okay and blah, blah, something else. Well, those same texts kept coming up on that phone from Barbie. So it was like I was getting Barbie's text over and over and over and over again. I got one that said it was from Barbie 6 different times the other night. It was that night those cops that I had to go clear up to my son's house, so it was like I was up for over 36 hours, you know. And I was just stunned and amazed. It's like, okay, my phone's pretty much locked up, but I'm getting all these texts from Barbie that I knew it wasn't Barbie, it was the hackers, because I had also gotten one of those all zero numbers again. He was letting me check. Oh, I had, oh, you guys check this out. Norton's monthly report came out. Check it out, Char. Are your ears up right? Perked up? Let's see, there's been two threats detected over here, 41,278 known threats, 112 intrusions blocked, 4,894, get this out here in a second, 8,894 known attacks. So that, all those big numbers, sure, is that the hacking? That's gotta be it, huh? Because they've been trying to attack me for a while now.
Oh no, I told you, you need to get that Trojan thing.
Honey, I tried. I couldn't get into. Oh shit! I bet I can get there now. Some bitch, because it was on CNET, and when they were messing with me so bad, I couldn't even because I had started to download it, and then the hackers decided that I can't do that. And that was something else really weird. Sorry, I don't know if I told you that. If we talked since then, because I was just booting into Windows, you know, and then the CNET page came up, and I didn't even have a browser open, and CNET was there, but it wouldn't let me, you know, download it or nothing. That Trojan cleaner. Pretty weird shit. I think they'll let me. I feel like a little kid, and I got grounded by hackers. Let's see. Oh shit! I'm going to go around in it. Shall I fall asleep? What was that? What was that site? CNET.com, I think. That right there. Oh, man. Wow. Maybe it's gonna let me download that this time. That'd be nice. Ah, crap.
Did you see where the Native Americans went to Washington? They set up teepees and everything else.
No, I haven't. When was that? Recently?
Yeah, they did it over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finding it. How'd they do out there?
I'm not sure. It actually is the Cowboys and the Indians did it together.
Really?
They're protesting that Keystone Pipeline.
Oh, right on. We're gonna get united again. You know we've shit on natives for too long now, and I tell that to people out here too. I said, the Native Americans, pretty pissed off about us. Now we know how they felt. Blah blah blah. And, I said, I don't blame them. I said, this land wasn't discovered, it was invaded. We owe the natives a lot, and people need to start, people need to stop being so fucking prejudiced, and they need to acknowledge the Native Americans and understand them, because, white people are stupid. I'm white too, but goddamn it, they're stupid, they're ignorant, they have no compassion. How do you feel about it now, motherfuckers? You're going through the same thing that we went through when they, came over here to the country. So, and people never, I don't even think I've ever heard that brought up in conversation. Amongst white people that, wow, that's been pretty rough on the news. So, yeah, you'd think.
It goes full circle. Everything comes full circle. So,
absolutely. Well, we all know, we know about the Hopi legend, so.
From the same ones that took it from the Native Americans, so.
Yep.
Everything comes full circle. So now, the only way to resolve the whole thing is the Native Americans and everybody else needs to come together and gap that.
Absolutely, I agree.
There's no sense in, hey, it is what it is,
Yeah, we need to all be able to, right, sit down and have a powwow and discuss how fucked up we think everything is. But people need to start, people need to start acknowledging the Native Americans and helping them out. Instead of saying they're just, well, I get real sick of hearing about white folks complaining about how these reservations are dirty and shit. You know what? Yeah, they are. But you know what? Those people have been suppressed for how many freaking years, and they're depressed as a society because of what we did to them. People need to get some compassion. Hey, you know what? I'm on a mission. I can do that too. Sons of
I want to tell you something. I've sat side by side with my ancestors in ceremony, and I have sat side by side with my other ancestors in church.
Mm-hmm.
And I would much rather sit with my ancestors in ceremony versus in church any day.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're able to feel Creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People have a misconception of, Native Americans, they have a whole bunch of different gods. They worship the earth and the sun and the moon and
right.
Get educated. Educated.
I told a gal out here today, she's just a sweetheart. She works for a little local store. We like cheap cigarettes and shit there. And And I just love her. She's so sweet. She fell in love with my puppy, I think. It's kind of how we bonded. But anyhow, and she's very religious, Christian, I suppose. I don't know. And I said, I said, I'm spiritual. I said, I believe, and I think this is the best way to resolve this issue is these white folks or any color folks that, if you believe in your God, that's fine. But I said everybody needs to put down their Bibles, throw them away, do whatever, burn them. I think they should be burnt personally because they cause so much war. But use the Bible as a guide, do unto others and all that crap. Throw the freaking Bible away because this causes war. Look where the Bible came from. These people have been fighting forever. So don't call it God, don't call it Jesus, just acknowledge a higher power. That way the religion won't incite wars. There can't be a war over if everybody's on the same page. Because, everybody's always bashing, well, all is not real, it's only God. Well, bullshit. There is a higher power. So you can't keep putting labels on it because it keeps people divided. So if you throw away your Bible and just, acknowledge there is a higher power, I think it would really, really, really help. What do you think?
I don't think anybody should throw away a Bible or a Quran.
Well, not literally throw it away, but just put it aside. You know what I mean?
Well, I look at it like this. I don't care how a person chooses to worship. It all boils, or what they decide to call creator, whether it be creator, God, Allah, whoever, Jehovah. It's all the same entity. It's all the same entity. Right. And here to tell you what, if people think that the only ones that's going to heaven is the Christians, that's dead wrong. There's going to be a little bit of everything there. For the simple fact, there's good and bad in everybody. It doesn't matter what religion you come from. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what country you live in. There's good and bad in everybody.
Absolutely. Yep.
And the creator I know, it doesn't matter if you're a Muslim, as long as you're not extremist and those radical ones that believe in killing people.
Right.
It's the original Muslims who actually follow the original Quran, you're going to get in heaven just as fast as the Christian or whoever else.
Yeah.
Because it's everybody.
Yeah. But, if you can put your Bibles in the drawer and stop referring to it as, all the names they have, the God and just acknowledge a higher power. It's all good, I don't know. She's extremely religious, but she liked that. I mean, she really agreed with that idea, and I think it's just just got to get everybody into that mental state of it. There is a higher power. That's it. Leave all the other shit out because it just incites war. It really does. It's just horrible crap. It's against our nature to be so mean. I mean, people are so mean these days. We have to get to where, why are y'all mean? And I know why y'all are mean. I've got this shit figured out. I've had a spirit guide working with me in a big way since the Bundy Ranch situation started.
It goes way beyond Christianity. I mean,
it's worldwide crap.
It started in the Middle East, okay? The Middle East has been fighting since the beginning of time, period. That's all those people know. Generation after generation. That's all they know.
You just said word for word what I tell people. You're awesome.
But it's a generational thing, and if you're born and raised in that type of environment, and then you have kids and they're born and raised in that type of environment, and then it goes on down the line. I mean, how are you the culture that knows nothing?
That's where I kind of get my idea from. I'm sorry.
They train their kids to fight from the time they're born.
Right, they're born and bred to die in war because it assures the place in heaven. That's what they believe. Yeah.
Okay, but but look at this. No, I ain't going to. Never mind. I'm not going to even open that can.
All right, have you ever been to the CNET?
Let me put it this way. There's some American people who also train their kids to fight.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of anger in the world. I think that goes against nature.
Don't trust and believe something. If a civil war breaks out, I guarantee you that 5, 10, 15-year-olds going to be strapped and ready to kill some damn body. So what's the difference? What's the difference? There is none.
And it wasn't like that. And here, where the natives were, they weren't fighting in them crazy ass wars in the name of God over there in the Middle East.
Well, let a civil war break out here and see how many people's going to be fighting in the name of God in this country.
Oh hell yeah, we know about that. Anyway, Char, have you been to that CNET website where you get the Trojan cleaners by chance?
Yeah, I haven't been there for a while.
Oh, I'm trying to remember where I went to get that Trojan cleaner, and I'm just not seeing it. If I shut up for a minute.
Download.
Click on that. I didn't see it there.
Wait a minute.
No, downloads again. Well, I'm right there. I just clicked on download, so I want to make sure it's the right cleaner because the other day, or whenever that was.
Okay, did you click on download? See the red bar at the top?
A red bar?
Yeah, go to CNET and it says at the top it says reviews, news, video, how to, and download.
I clicked on download, but I'm not seeing the same one. Oh, hang on, I went back.
Okay, now see where it says most popular downloads.
On the down, after you press the download button, click on download. You mean?
Yeah, hold on, I'll find one for you.
Well, I went forward and then I had to go back, so I'm all messed up. Are we the only ones in here? Or
I don't
did
know.
the boys fall asleep? I guess they did.
You know, I get called radical. I've gotten called radical all my freaking life, man. And it's because of my own personal beliefs. My mom calls me radical. My mom says that I should have been born Jewish just because of my belief in Jesus Christ. I mean, I believe that Jesus Christ was a prophet. He was a teacher, you know, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Okay, I clicked on download and, okay, so I'm just download and I don't, search download. Oh, gee, I could just type it in there, huh? That'd probably be the easiest way. Windows. Windows software. I didn't see that before.
Okay,
oh my gosh.
Search download. Type in Trojan remover.
Trojan cleaners or remover, either one, huh? Okay. Ugh, I gotta turn all the way around. Ugh, I gotta get this computer situation straightened out. This Trojan issue might be why I can't hook up a keyboard to my laptop.
Okay, and there's one called Trojan Killer.
Okay.
Download that, and then once you
hang
download
on. Let me get to this first, because I'm so fucking tired. I'll just forget everything you're telling me. Okay. You see, I can only type with two fingers because of the way I have this shit set up. Okay, Trojan Cleaner. No, it's not Trojan Cleaner. What? Really?
Just type in Trojan Killer.
Okay.
And then download Trojan Killer. And then after you download it, you got to install it and then run it on your computer.
You get better results with Killer. Well, I'm still being hacked a little bit, I'm sure, so they've just backed off, so I may have a problem. Is it Ian or Owen? Ian, I forgot. It don't look right to me when I type it.
What, Killer?
T-R-O-G, it's Ian, isn't it?
T-R-O-J-A-N.
I type it like that. It just doesn't look right to me, but it is. I must be really tired. Oh, hell, when are I tired? Shit, here. No results. They're still hacking me. It says no results. Motherfucker. Could you download it and then send the exe file to me? Would that work?
I don't know how to do all that.
I'm
not that smart.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
You would just download the exe file and then send it to me like an email. Oh, shit, that Fed guy wanted me to check my email, too. Oh, holy cow, I haven't yawned like this in a long time. Well, let's see here. Probably not going to let me download any of this crap. God, so frustrating. I just don't know enough about hacking to get, this. I need to be 2 steps ahead of these hackers instead of just half a step.
Well, I run a VAST and I got a firewall, but I've never had any problems really, except for Facebook removing stuff. But we'll stop that.
Yeah, I've never had anything like this either. This is all new to me. It's sure going to be my pleasure to take that $5 from that Fed.
What? Your phone sounds like when it's wiretapped. I do know that.
Well, see, I was telling him about that when you and I were on the phone the other day, or whenever that was. That we were hearing voices and shit, and he's still thinking that it's not government. So, like I say, I'll be glad to take his $5, but I believe I'm right. Huh?
I don't think it's government.
What? That's hacking me?
Yeah.
Who the hell do you think it is?
I don't know. You may have a hacker on your friends list you need to get rid of or something. I don't know.
I think it's the government. I felt that from the very first time, man. When the first time I got that 000, all zeros on a phone call, man, the hair on the back of my neck came up something fierce.
That's a telemarketer.
No, it can also be a hacker, I'm thinking. I'm pretty damn sure. Because that's when my hacking started. It was, it blew, it started on the day that the ranch blew up, but.
Okay, all you gotta do is type in 000000000 phone call.
Right. But it seems, he had to explain some of that to me.
And there's a bunch of people that happened to.
Mm-hmm.
And logs and stuff on it.
Well, I thought it was coincidental because right after those zeros showed up, then I started having major issues. I knew somebody was hacking me right after that. And plus, since my phone is being hacked, I don't know.
No, this one person said they get that number on their phone a lot, and they said it's people selling everything from a blood glucose meter sales rep to bill collectors to offers to lower interest rates to magazine sales reps. That's all it is.
Well, I guess
telemarketer.
I guess we'll find out. But I have never had a telemarketer come up all zeros before. I mean, I've just never seen that before. Because usually they come up. What the hell do they come up?
Look, let me tell you something. If the government was hacking, don't you know that everybody, I mean, if they really wanted to do that, they would hack every single person who has called in on this conference call. And they would hack every single person's Facebook and everything else. It's government. You're being paranoid.
You think so? I don't know. I just got this strong feeling that it's the government and it won't go away. It's just a real powerful feeling, you know.
No, somebody sent a Trojan to your computer and they gained remote access to your computer or something like that. And
well, I know there was remote access going on. I can see it.
Trojans can do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah. I'm just so curious to see how this all ends up because having Clint is my friend's name, the hacker guy. You know, he's going to be able to help me. If he has time to come out here and look at my computer, he'll be able to help me with everything. But, he's helping anyway. But I just wanted to see because my computer has done so many weird freaking things that, you know, it's hard to relay to somebody when you're not in front of the computer because we're just sitting in the car, you know. Huh?
Have you been looking at porno?
God, no. Somebody else asked me that, too. I'm like, fuck no. I know what happens when guys start looking at porno.
You could pick up viruses on your computer doing that. That's the only reason.
Oh, God, yeah. And I remember going to some site and it wasn't no porno or nothing. It was just I can't remember what the hell I was researching. And I got onto their page and it was like this bright red, like blood red. Boy, I got the hell out of there. I'm like, oh, that ain't even cool, man. That doesn't look good. It scared me. So I backed out right quick. I thought, ooh. I don't know how that happened. Okay. I'm still trying to download. I'm going to keep fiddling around here. Maybe I doubt I'm going to be able to get along, but who knows. And see, everybody that, I don't know if I told you that my foster dad hadn't been on Facebook for 3 years, and when the first time he went into Facebook, he got a virus immediately, and which is happening to everybody that uses my phone or, you know, text me or anything. It was like it was affecting their phone if I called. Let's see, if they called or I was allowed to call them more than twice, then their stuff starts having problems. And see, I had talked to my foster dad twice, so apparently that, I'm thinking that gives the hackers enough time to gather all the information they need, you know, your IP address and all that, and whatever else they take, you know. I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm just learning. I wish I knew a good anonymous hacker, damn it. Well, I guess this guy's probably just about as good, I would think, huh? Okay, there's one that says get the latest features and bug fixes for your software with free download apps. I don't want that. I just don't think it's going to work. They're not going to let me download anything. Pricks. Okay, antivirus, 314. What is it? Oh, I'm the most popular. Did you say you saw it in the most popular list, Charlotte?
Do what? What did you say?
Oh, I said, did you say you saw it in the most popular downloads on the CNET site?
Yeah, and once you get to the download, up there at the top where it says, where it's got that little search bar, then Trojan Killer.
Yeah, okay, so which one? Go to the top one here on the list, on the most popular list, the Avis Free Antivirus 2014?
Okay, see where it says search download?
Hang on, let's see. Oh, yeah.
Okay, type in there Trojan Killer.
That's where it wouldn't take. That's where I tried it last time, and it wouldn't let me download it.
Okay, scroll down, and it should be 1, 2, 3, the fourth one. It's really right there already. There should be
on there?
Yeah, see the
on
list.
The
Antivirus Plus.
Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, C Cleaner, is that the one?
No, it says Trojan Killer.
See, how come that doesn't say that on mine?
Wait, you're on the wrong. Wait a minute. Let me back up.
No, I'm on the. Okay.
Yeah, you're looking at the one that says CC Cleaner. That's the fourth one.
Yeah. Is that the one or?
No.
Is it Killer? But see, I don't. Yeah. Where did it go? It's not in that list.
Hey, honey.
Hi, girlfriend. What are you doing?
I'm wondering what you're doing, chasing everybody away.
Oh, we pissed them off.
Why'd you do that?
Oh, we got mad and ran them off.
Okay, see at the top it says.
We got tons of background noises. Can you tell who that is, Barbie?
No, because I'm not at the control panel. I'm in bed.
Oh, you're in bed? We'll go back to bed. What are you doing on here?
I'm making sure you're not running everybody off.
Oh, no, we're fine. It's just me and Char. I think everybody else left.
No, there's 6 people in here.
Oh, well, they're pretty quiet. We're just trying to find Trojan killer for my computer. Nobody's talking except for her and I.
Did you give anybody a chance to talk?
Well, no, you've met me and Char. Come on, man. Don't be silly.
Michelle, you're cutting up on talking.
Does anybody have any questions or comments or concerns while I'm here? You can talk over Michelle, I promise.
Yeah, you can just tell me to mute for a minute, and I'm fine.
She doesn't bite too hard.
Huh. Okay, Char, I didn't hear what you said. Did you find anything in that list there, or do I need to go somewhere else? Because on my end, it doesn't show any Trojan killers. It's not. I don't think it's going to let me download anything, Barbie. I already tried and it denied me. So the hackers have slowed down, but apparently it's not going. Damn it. It won't let me do nothing. What is this? What is that? Charlotte, what is that CC cleaner or seed cleaner, whatever it's called? That's what I'm looking at. Oh, did we lose Charlotte? Ellie, come here. Ellie Mae, come here. Is everybody sleeping in here?
This is a high one. Who's here? The conference line told me there's only one other person on the line. If you could, let me know who you are.
Oklahoma 4. Hey, I'm out on the road. Tell me what's going on down at the Red River. Hello. Oh man, we got nada. Again, Oklahoma 4, can I get an update on the Red River situation? Oklahoma 4 out.
Morning, this is Michigan 10. Hello, hello.
Barbie, are you on there?
Sorry, I forgot that. We gotta get the information out there that he's not racist, and that militias aren't crazy, and that militias do good things.
And only post stuff that's positive.
Yeah.
How's that not positive?
Well, we're not saying that that's not positive, but we're trying
It's
to...
not. If people listen to it in its entirety, it's not racist.
No, it's not.
It's just saying, his last word is saying the government or freedom, you know? The government is slavery. That's what he's saying.
I definitely agree, but I also think the vast masses of uninformed people in America will just hear him say the word Negro, and that'll be enough to set them off. They won't even be able to hear anything else he says because they're so uninformed, and that's what I'm really fearful of. And they won't even. They just put their wall up. If racist, not listening to it, you know. And I'm all for battling that, but it's a hell of a daunting task.
And all it means is black. That's all it means.
Agreed.
It's not like he's saying the N-I-G-G word. If he said that, then yes, that would be racist.
I agree. I do agree. But like I said, there's a lot of people that are offended by just that. You know how pussyfooting you have to be about political correctness these days and all that. And you know, he's Clive Bundy. He's not a public speaker, and people do need to realize that he's an old time cattle rancher, and you know, but. Like I said, I fully support him. I still support everything it's about, and I stand behind all the Patriots, and I'm right along with you. But I really think he needs to get a PR guy and get somebody in front of him, because he's going to get picked apart. You know how these media sharks are. They know just the right questions to back people into a corner and to not let them get their word out the way they need to, and he definitely needs some help.
And Glenn Beck did it to him last week when he interviewed Clive Bundy, and then as soon as Clive Bundy was off the phone, then he started demonizing him, and that was a bunch of crap. And he was more or less making Clive say words that he didn't understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I can't remember that word, but it really
I
pissed me off.
I didn't see the interview, but that's standard tactics. That's
Does
how our quote unquote news is.
Does anybody know what's going on with this fight between Alex Jones and I think it was Glenn Beck?
Yeah, Jones calls Glenn Beck a shrill, and because Glenn Beck basically reports stuff that Alex Jones reports 3 months after Jones does, but then he gets some supporters, and then he turns them around, and just kind of like he did with Bundy. He started to say Bundy was a good thing and this and that, and then he completely turned it around to try to get people against him, and that's basically what Alex Jones says about him. I have mixed feelings on either of them, but that's the general beef.
But, if it wasn't for Alex Jones and InfoWars, because he really blew this open. I mean, nobody knew about it until Cliven was on his show.
He definitely blows a lot of stuff open. Like I said, I do have mixed feelings. There's certain aspects of the way he approaches topics and the way he broadcasts information that I don't exactly agree with. But he does do stuff I do like too. And Glenn Beck's even worse. As far as I'm concerned, he's just a propagandist. But either way, the information's getting out, and I'm all for that part.
And I believe InfoWars has had Cliven on more than anybody else.
I got an idea. I want to run it past you guys. And I know Brian's probably not going to go for this, but Brian's not here, so I think we can do it. Why don't we see if we can get a general consensus on which reporters are still for Mr. Bundy? And let's see if we can get either them or one of their representatives to call in.
Yeah, that'd be cool to get Shakari Jackson or David Knight from InfoWars on.
And who was that?
This is Real Patriot speaking.
Okay.
I'm on Skype now. How do I sound?
I can tell because it says anonymous. Do you want to try that for me? It'll have
yeah,
to
I'll go on InfoWars and on their show tips, and I'll maybe the other guy can do it too. The more people that do it, the better. Just go on InfoWars and under show tips, just see if they can get someone to come on the line.
Yeah, tell them, in the afternoon hours, like from noon to 5.
Okay.
It'd be really good if we could get Alex Jones to come on. But I think Brian would fire me.
Brian doesn't like Alex Jones.
I know, me either.
But David Knight and I think it was Kit Daniels from InfoWars, they're the ones that got really good footage of the standoff, and they were right there at the gate, at the fence, when they were actually talking to that piece of shit Green Beret that was worked for the BLM, Daniel P. Love.
Well,
this Minnesota, am I on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I just got kicked off. It goes on here too long. I just want to see what I'm on here.
It's 4 to 6 hours.
Yep.
You know who else would be a good one for us to get a hold of? Dennis Michael Leary. Or Dennis Michael Lynch. What's his name? Dennis Michael something. DML.
And you know who else has been given good coverage is the Next News Network on YouTube.
Minnesota One, this was my idea. You tell me what you think, because I respect your opinion. Let's get some of these reporters that have something good to say about Mr. Bundy to come on and talk.
We could try.
It's only a phone call.
Yeah, well, I don't really have any access to any specifically. There's one reporter I actually still think does honest journalism is Ben Swan, but he's a very busy man. I could try to send him an email or something and see if he can get some prime time numbers. He'd probably be interested. Otherwise, he's got all his time is valuable, so to speak.
And he's done some pretty good stuff already about the money rent.
He has indeed, especially Harry Reid's terrorist remark. He made a hell of a strong point on that one, and I shared that all over the place.
Yeah, I did too.
I still like the fact that I got 60.5 points out of his 72. That made me very proud of myself. Anybody else want to chime in on this idea and give me your thoughts? Do you think it would work?
We only had 5 callers when I came back in, by the way, including myself.
Well, if it said 5, then it would be 6.
It said 4.
Oh, okay. Well, that would be me, you, Patriot.
I don't know if Chris in Washington is still on. I think he said he had to go for a while.
Yeah, he's still there. Tim in Virginia, where are you? I don't see you on here. Unless you're the other anonymous. He's being quiet.
Richard's on here for Texas.
Richard, what do you think of that idea?
That sounds pretty good to me. I just don't know how many people would actually see it. I wish we could get somebody, one of these reporters, not the mainstream media, but get them in the mainstream to start talking right about it.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, that doesn't follow the political agenda that we're dealing with. I don't, personally, myself, I don't think anything of mainstream media other than government propaganda.
No, I'm not talking about the mainstream media, the people there. I'm talking about one of these reporters you're talking that you're bringing up to have some kind of
do a program.
Spot on a program that would reach the mainstream.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they're working on it. You know, it takes a long time to put together those nice, well-produced news pieces, and this situation's so fluid, so much is changing.
We can also we can cut the recording off and then start it over and just record the segment that they're on for, and make it into a YouTube video.
Yeah, I know Chuck Smith's done a few of those.
I can do it now.
Well, look at you, fancy pants.
I know, right? I'm just awesome like that. Comes with the name, you know. Do you know how many girls hate Barbies?
Probably most of them that are over about 12 or 13 years old.
Put it this way. Like I said, I'm wondering if you're better off. Young women are having abortions and your young men.
Hey, you need the link for the InfoWar interview?
Could you actually post it on the community conference page?
Yeah, I'm just watching it to see what it says.
Yeah, I just watched it live. Do they already have the recap version up there too?
No, someone posted it on the Rand Paul's page, and I just looked at it.
The InfoWars part?
Yeah, it says this is a live interview, and then it just goes right to the interview. It's about 8 minutes long.
Nice. They're quick.
You want me to play it over the phone, or?
I'm okay with it. I already heard it once, but yeah, like I said,
I'll start it over.
Where you deny talking about cotton, that's gonna come back to hurt him.
Yeah, we don't want the whole thing to play. Hi there, caller. How are you?
Alright, I'll just copy the link then.
Michigan 10, checking in.
Oh, that's Michigan 10. I should know that. Hi, Michigan 10. I'm back. Thank you for being worried about me this morning.
I was. Did you see my link in the conference call?
Not yet. I didn't. I just got back on, and I'm trying to catch up with everything going on.
The unedited version of Cliven's statements regarding the ones quoting in the newspapers and whatnot. That way everybody can watch the complete statement and see what it's actually about.
Yeah, unfortunately, even people that watch the complete statement are going to take the words in their head and turn them around and not think about what's saying, or the fact that he's, 70 years old and grew up in a different age than we have, when tolerance wasn't something that people practiced at all.
I also sent you the message for the link, Barbie, as well as John, if you're on.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Take my wife to a doctor appointment, so I'll be able to check that when I get back to the house. But thank you.
You say they're having a big discussion on Rand Paul's page, right?
I'm sorry, say that again?
I was just saying, he was saying they're having a big debate on Rand Paul's page right now, correct? Because I'm not seeing any posts on there. Is it because I haven't liked them?
No, you should see it even without liking them.
Chris, are you there to verify?
Just seeing the boring generic stuff that they post. Maybe I'm on the wrong page.
Go into where it says post by people on the page. That's probably where it's at.
I met a few more new people today, so that was good.
Did you invite them to call in?
Oh, excuse me?
Did you invite them to call the conference call?
No, they called in on their own, and I haven't heard them speak. And a couple new people. Me and the other gentleman that was just speaking were talking for quite some time, for probably a good half hour anyway. Yes, I'm getting less shy finally.
Yay!
Good afternoon. Howdy. How are you folks
I'm
doing?
on the Rand Paul page, and I can't select anything to see posts by others or anything like that. It's just, I don't have any options on this.
Go ahead, new caller. Where are you from? Hi, how you doing? I'm from Fredericksburg, Virginia.
How you doing today, Virginia?
I'm doing fantastic. Getting off of work right now. I'm driving home, so I just wanted to call in and see if you hear any updates from the Bundy Ranch. I got friends out there, and I just saw a video posted by Blaine Cooper where you guys they sent a couple folks out to Sheriff Gillespie's office, and they were turned away. And I want to know when this video was made.
Well, why don't you share that video with us on the community conference page, and I will take a look at it and see if I can find a date on it, and if I can, I'll find somebody that's a lot more technical than me, and they can find a timeline.
I don't have the community conference page on Facebook. I was not aware of that. This is my third time calling here, and I wasn't aware of that. But if you're familiar with Blaine Cooper on Facebook, I mean, we're millions of Americans here. Blaine Cooper, he's been out there at the ranch with Mr. Bundy, and well, it's on his page, and I just saw that on YouTube. I just don't know the date of that attempted meeting with Sheriff Gillespie.
Does anybody have that information?
Can you repeat that?
If you want, I don't know who I'm speaking to. Who's the lady that I'm speaking to?
That's Barbie.
Oh, Barbie. Okay. Yeah, Barbie. You and I are friends. You and I are friends on Facebook. You friended me the other day. Well, I friended you and you accepted. I can tag you on that video.
Okay, do that.
I'll go ahead and tag you on that video. You can share it. I just seen it not 10 minutes ago, so I started calling.
Well, that's what this line is for verifying or discrediting false information that's out there and verifying the dates so we can keep things accurate, keep people that are listening up to date.
Right. Well, I figure Blake Cooper is up to date with what's going on. That's one of his last posts that he put up. You know, he's been at there at the bungee wrench. That certainly doesn't look like it was put up yesterday. That seems very recent. Very recent, because when the militias, militia groups, when other representatives of the militias at the bungee ranch went to Sheriff Gillespie's office, and pretty much their intent was to speak with Sheriff Gillespie to uphold his oath of Constitution and protect Cliven Bundy and his family, so all these people can leave. Okay, and it clearly states on the video. I mean, they clearly state that on the video. A lot of people just want to go back home. I'm not trying to pass rumors or anything. Okay, it's on the video itself. I'll share it with Barbie, and Barbie can share it with everybody. But yeah, the militias try to get Sheriff Gillespie to talk to them. You know, tell them, can you uphold your oath to protect Cliven Bundy? Because pretty much the militia are there because of the vacancy left by Sheriff Gillespie, which hasn't even done the right thing.
I think the video you're talking about was done on Friday before the cows came home, because they went in to have a protest rally in Gillespie's office.
Oh, it was not a protest. It was just like maybe less than 10 people that went to visit him in his office, and they were speaking to. They didn't speak to Sheriff Gillespie. They speak to somebody that works for Sheriff Gillespie in his office. All right, so they were pretty much out in the foyer room of the sheriff's department's office, and yeah, they looked nervous because they brought out other deputies. They I don't know. You have to look at the video. I'll go ahead and share that with you once we get off of here.
Okay, I don't ever get off of here. Don't you know that? You can't say that.
Yeah, she's apparently a broadcaster according to the FCC regulations.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there.